To support, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com.
And don't forget to bring toys.
Created diamond prices
and natural diamond prices
are the lowest you will see in your lifetime.
A temporary oversupply of diamonds worldwide has created a fabulous opportunity for you to own a much bigger diamond.
Natural diamonds were born in the earth when the world was new.
Created diamonds were born in a plasma chamber when your love was new.
Plasma chambers are fascinating.
Plasma is not a solid, a liquid, or a gas.
Plasma is the rarest substance on Earth,
but the most abundant substance in outer space.
The northern lights and a bolt of lightning are the only naturally occurring plasma on Earth.
But in outer space, the stars are all made of plasma.
Natural diamonds were born in the Earth.
Created diamonds were born in a star.
Diamond prices will never be lower.
If owning a big diamond is on your bucket list,
this is your year for that dream to come true.
You're going to be happy, happy, happy.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at Kessler's.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from X Golf at AmFam Field. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You heard the man live at American Family Field's X Golf. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I am Ben Brust. He is Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show. Say something, Kyle.
I'm excited to be here live from X Golf. I'm going to get some swangs in here.
Well, based off, if you were on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, if you saw how stiff he was, even just working on his swing right there, I'm scared for the people of ESPN Wisconsin to see the swing.
I cannot lie, though. I'm crunched up here in my little spot here. I'm not going to sit here in front like I can swing a golf club. I can swing
What's your best score?
Oh, I played one round of golf, 18 holes in my life.
Well, what was that score?
Heavens, I don't know. I got one birdie. That's all I know.
What?
One birdie. That's all I know. 18 holes. Out in Brookfield. I got one birdie on the last hole. Or was it a par?
That is like a cardinal sin.
What's a cardinal sin?
If you play a round of golf and get a birdie, what golf does better than any sport is when you have that one hole or that one shot that you really enjoy, it keeps you coming back for more. There's no way you birdied your one round of golf and then just stopped.
Ben, I did 18 holes in July at 11 o'clock all the way until maybe 3. I was sweating profusely.
I mean, did you know there are other days of the year to golf?
Listen, I had that one chance to golf for free at a golf course, and it was fantastic, but I was burning up hot, and I was so bad. The girl I was dating at the time came and picked me up, and she made me take my shirt off, my polo off, before I got into her car. That's how sneaky. We went to Boston's store after that and got me some clothes. I'm dead serious. We got a shirt. I'm dead serious.
Well, the good news is at American Family Field, it's temperatured in here. There's air conditioning, there's heating for the winter, whatever the situation is outside. It's like you know how the roof retracts and closes, opens. You don't miss any games here at American Family Field. You don't have to miss any golf here at American Family Field. As I said, we are live from X Golf. But I got to start here because our guy Kyle Wallace, I know is a big bring lunch to work guy, and I don't know if you've noticed, I've been doing better, saving up for diapers.
Yeah, as you should be.
And so we're eating lunch more often around the same time. Now, we had some communication within our office today. As Friday, there will be cleaning out of the refrigerators, so make sure you take everything home or it will be tossed.
Which is a sensitive subject for me.
Recently, we've had a string of fish, fish being warmed up in the cafe area, which has made a scent travel down the hallway and filling up our office space. If you have fish, please do not warm it up in the microwave. A guide to eating fish, acceptable. There is a goldfish and a Swedish fish, unacceptable. Every other type of fish. Kyle, Are you a fish eater for lunch?
Let me just tell you this. I want to eat what I want to eat for lunch. This is absolutely ridiculous for this to be a rule because anybody and everybody who works in that office should have the right to bring whatever damn food they want to eat for lunch and heat it up just like everybody else. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's not a shot at the wonderful person who sent the email. This is a shot at whoever, made this a rule. I don't know who it is. Do you know?
I don't, but I can find out.
Because this is a ridiculous rule. I don't eat fish too often, but you know what? This is Wisconsin. And what do we love in Wisconsin, especially as the season gets a little bit colder?
Fish fries.
We love
that's
our
fried fish.
We love our
There's people microwaving salmon in our office, and it smells up the entire office. You can't do that.
Boo-hoo. How are we going to
Here Kyle goes again, only caring about Kyle.
No, only caring about Kyle. I'm sure somebody complained, and then because somebody complained, has some pull, now nobody can eat fish or salmon. Salmon is a delicious lunch to have. And so the fact that I can no longer even consider bringing my fish and heating it up is because somebody complained is absolutely ridiculous. This is a tyranny that we live in inside that office. This is ridiculous.
I'm okay with it because this is a good rule.
And you know what? If you smell fish in the office 2 weeks from now, it may be me. I may go rogue. We're going to fire me for making fish, for eating lunch, trying to be healthy, trying to support Wisconsin with the Friday
stop
fish
trying
fry.
with the support thing. You're not eating fried fish.
I can't wait. I'm going to a fish fry next week. I can't wait.
Not in the office.
I guarantee you on Monday I'm going to bring my fish fry I got left over for all you eat. I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'm going to eat it too.
800-990-3776. Chris, get this on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Is it appropriate to heat up fish in the microwave at lunch in an office setting? Because I can't wait for you to be wrong again based off KBN Nation. And this takes me back as it is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from American Family Field's X Golf. No Brad Nortman. He's on his way to Paris. And he's been packed for about 2 months, so he's ready to go.
I hope he forgets something.
This takes me back to my days at ESPN Madison because Terrence and Tosa, the famous Terrence and Tosa, we won't get into the subject which he ranted and raved about as we are in the friendly place of American Family Field. We don't want to get upset around here. Terrence and Tosa at the ESPN Madison office heated up fish, and it smelled the office up for an entire week. You are being inconsiderate by you being selfish, heating up salmon in the office. First off, there's people with allergies to fish.
Okay, well, so people allergies
to people's throats close up when they smell fish, and so you are heating up fish and making that smell go throughout the entire office. But you are being inconsiderate when it comes to that.
No, I'm not being inconsiderate whatsoever. I'm being told what I can't do. We have a beautiful brand new office with a cafe that is supposed to bring people together, but all we're doing is dividing people apart by basically saying you can't eat this delicious food for lunch because somebody's going to complain. It didn't say anything about allergies in here. It just said it was going to smell, and because it was going to smell, they didn't want to have it inside our office. Maybe we should do a better job of ventilating our office. Maybe we should have air freshener in the kitchen so we don't have to worry about that smell. The fact that we have to worry about one thing, other food stinks too. I'm just upset not because I eat fish all the time. I'm upset because I'm being told what I can or can't eat for lunch. This is ridiculous. I work too hard. I'm in that office too much to be concerned about what I can bring and heat up in the lunchroom. Cafe area. Should be better ventilated.
800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Is fish an appropriate food to eat for lunch? Microwave. Because
you think I care what they think?
But again, I don't know why you're drawing the line and being so self-righteous about eating fish. It smells up the entire office. No, we work with 100 people, and if it goes into an area where people are trying to work and they can't because the smell is too strong, that is selfish of you.
Oh my gosh, you sound like a Gen Zer.
Keep with your dog. That's fighting words. We're right next to each other. There's no distance between us in this American Family Field booth.
People have been eating fish in office since the beginning of time. I'm telling you this right now. Fish is one of the original foods that the cavemen went hunting for, and they cooked. And so now we're going to sit here and act like we can't eat fish in the office because it might smell for 10 minutes. This is just absolutely ridiculous for us to be making up this problem. It's not an issue. When's the last time you've been in the office and said it smelled like fish? Maybe one time somebody had a bad batch of fish and they cooked it and it smelled once. But I've been in that office a lot, and I have not had an issue with the smelling of fish in that office, and I know for a fact you haven't either. This is ridiculous. And again, I don't care what KBN Nation says with this poll. I respect KBN Nation nation all the time, but when it comes to this poll, I know that I am on the side of the good guys.
Well, we'll get to the KBN ESPN poll. Chris in O-Town chimes in, no one should dictate what you can eat. That is their official infidelity victim of KBN Nation.
My food, my choice, baby.
So, my food, my choice. Stephen Pewaukee chimes in, and let me respond to this before you get all giddy. Why not just ban nuts, citrus, and bread, allergic food? Because, again, those you can control and not feed other people in the office. It is the smell in which people have to deal with when it comes to microwaving fish in the office. Matt Racine chimes in again. Kyle has zero consideration for anybody but himself.
I mean, I consider other people, but I think they had it absolutely correct. Now, I like that. You know what? I am basically somebody who believes in let's have equality for all. And equality for all means if we're going to ban this food that has a stench, anytime I smell something and I feel like it is interfering with my ability to work and I complain, I expect it to be banned. So if I smell some type of cheese, even though I love me some cheese, I smell some type of ribs I don't like, I smell anything I don't like.
You're a narc.
No, I'm not a narc. What I am is about equality. And just like our boy said, if you're going to sit there and ban fish, then you should, because of allergies, you definitely need to ban nuts, because the smell of nuts can make somebody's throat close as well. You don't want that, do you?
That's what she said.
That is what she said. It is. It absolutely is very true. And so I'm just saying, if we're going to ban one thing, we might as well go down the list. I feel like this was not fully hatched out. We just, somebody complained and we just attacked fish when we need to be looking at everything. So yes, I am on the right side. I am on the fishy side. I do enjoy eating fish, and to be defiant, I'm going to bring fish to the office, not this week, but I guarantee you after the 8th when I go to my fish fry, all you can eat fish fry, on the 11th, I will be having fish in the office, and I dare somebody to say something to me.
Well, now I am going to be the hall monitor police looking out at Kyle's meals every single day. When's he going to bring the fish? Because I cannot wait to tattle on you. 800-990-3776. I see your text coming, and I see one where it says, what do we have to do in X Golf to get? And if it's just to get here, I mean, wasn't it amazing as we drove here? It's like, this is American Family Field. Like, this is a place in which you have to pay, to get tickets for. Right now, here at X-Golf, all you have to do is park in the parking lot. You go in, come up the elevator, reserve some time at these bays, and you're indoor golfing and looking at beautiful American Family Field. It kind of blows your mind. I kind of felt like I was doing something wrong. Am I supposed to be entering?
I'm not going to lie to you. That is exactly how I felt, and I asked for directions when I got in, and I just kind of felt like exclusive being able to come up here, get on the elevator, and be in this beautiful space. But then on top of that, Ben, the fact that we can sit here, have the backdrop of AmFam Field, have something to drink as well, a nice little beverage, maybe a Bud Light as well. We love Bud Light. But then on top of that, also get some food and swing the golf club. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity, a great place to have an event. And I think I might try to get a little thing going here, get a guys' night. Maybe this is where we should have the diaper party.
Diaper party at American Family Field X-Golf.
Yeah.
I like that.
Put the games on here, swing the golf club.
It's going to be a lot more expensive for me to provide the booze and food. But I'll do it for the diapers. Lee Johnson chimes in, I guess I didn't need to do the full name, on YouTube, and apparently is our Bible historian. Jesus fed 5,000 people over lunch with fish. There you are, Kyle.
Dang right, I told you.
Won't he do
it? Won't he do it? I tried to tell y'all since the beginning of time, fish has been something that's nourished a lot of bodies. Y'all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for fish.
Well, he's going to be able to nourish his family's bodies if he keeps coaching in this way. There is a steal at Potawatomi Sportsbook, and I'm telling you, right from American Family Field after this show ends at 5 o'clock, my ass is going to Potawatomi Sportsbook because my guy Luis texted me. We are talking about Matt LaFleur's Coach of the Year odds, and it is astronomically too far away from where it needs to be, where there is value. You put $10 down, you're going to win 1,000. I'm willing to put $10 down to win 1,000. If this team makes the playoffs, those odds are going to change, and there is a pathway to that. Matt LaFleur, should he be in the conversation for Coach of the Year? Kyle brought it up. We'll see what he has to say. Coming up next, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Live from X-Golf.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
You know what happens in May?
What happens in May?
Memorial Day weekend. MDW has a whole acronym. That is the start of the summer. Everybody is guns out because the sun is out, and buns out because the sun is out. Hey! They don't do that in October. Me and Ben, we like buns. And they only come out in Wisconsin in May.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be
Come on, he's like a Saint Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. It's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at Bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org.
Badgers star running back Braylon Allen announced Tuesday he's headed to the NFL. Allen officially declared for the NFL Draft Tuesday afternoon on X, following Saturday's regular season finale win over Minnesota.
I'm excited to announce that I'm declaring for the 2024 NFL Draft. Much love to my teammates and coaches. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
Allen caught fire in his 3 years as a Badger, rushing to 9th place in Wisconsin history with over 3,400 yards on the ground.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round. No interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Visit PellaWI.com.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family-owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's Flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to Welke's.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. 1 per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, live from X Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light.
Retire the Matty Mouse voice. Because old Matt LaFleur has got the young guys going right now. They've won 3 of 4. Oh, God. That is Mickey Mouse.
Not Mickey Mouse. That's Icky Mouse. That is not Mickey.
Kyle Brust and Nortman live from American Family Field's X Golf. It is beautiful inside here. What a view. What an opportunity for you to bring people out and enjoy these bays, the food, the drinks. We got some teammates here with some partners coming. A great chance for you to hang out and just be inside American Family Field. 800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Again, a lot of people are on the right side of history. Ben Brust here with Kyle Wallace. Is it appropriate to heat up fish in a microwave for lunch in an office setting? Right to jail, right away, is probably my favorite so far. Unless you're a cat, why are you eating leftover fish? I also like that one.
What?
And then the poll itself. The poll itself, 84% no, that is disgusting. So Kyle just went on a rant to say I should be able to do whatever I want because it's a workplace. I work too damn hard. Well, nobody wants to smell your heated up fish.
You know, here's the thing. I don't complain about anything around that office, but I'm going to start being a Karen. I'm going to start being a Karen or a Ken, just like everybody else, and just start complaining about
Karen
stuff.
or a what?
A Karen or a Ken, isn't that the equivalent?
Oh, a Ken?
Yeah, I'm just going to start complaining about
stuff. I don't know
stuff.
the guy version of
Okay,
Karen.
well, I don't know. I want to be equal.
It might be a Ben.
Or maybe it probably is a Ben. I'm just going to start complaining because obviously those who complain, they get what they want. Usually I come
That's
to
why
work.
It's a Ben.
Okay, well, I come to work, do my job, and love what I do. I don't sit here and try to dictate what other people can do. Like I said, this should be a democracy, and obviously it's not. I'm going to start being a Karen, so don't worry about it. I'm going to get a little bob cut too.
So here is the deal, Kyle. The Matt LaFleur situation that we have on our hands of, is this the guy? And again, there's a lot of things I'm guilty of, and that might have been coming at guys a little too early in the season, coaches, GMs. And again, I still think there's a lot to prove. This isn't like a done deal. There's still a lot of season left to be played. But right now, as it stands, the Packers have won 3 of 4. And they do have a favorable schedule. If they are able to pull off a Sunday night victory against the Kansas City Chiefs, that would be a big, big moment, not just for the team, but for the organization, GM, head coach, and likely QB, because they're not beating the Chiefs unless Jordan Love's able to help them without an Aaron Jones, likely. So it's going to be a massive win if they do so, and it got you thinking about Matt LaFleur. Do you think Matt LaFleur should be in conversation for Coach of the Year if all this goes the way that we're not projecting, but I would say hoping to project?
If Matt LaFleur is able to win out, heck, I believe if he wins 5 or 6 games, but 5 or 6 games, or if he is able to win out with this Green Bay Packers team, he should be the Coach of the Year because there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you look at what this team was this season, or even compared to last season, the fact that you look at there's a change at the QB position. You look at the fact that you have no David Bakhtiari. You look at the fact that you just said you have no Aaron Jones. You have the youngest receiving corps since when, Ben?
The 2018 Cleveland Browns.
And how many games did they win?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I just always say the 0-16 Cleveland Browns because that works too.
But we're trash, garbage. And the fact that you are taking a team that has a defense that has been inconsistent, and if you're able to win 5 games, if you even get 5, you get 10 wins, but if you win out, he deserves the Coach of the Year because what he was able to do with this team. And did I already mention he has no go at the quarterback position to take this team of what it was this season and take this team without having to go maybe an Aaron Rodgers on this roster and be able to get them not only to the playoffs but have them go on a run where they win 5 or 6 games, or they win, I believe, or they win out and they win, what is that, 7 straight games?
Well, take it easy now.
Well, I'm just saying that.
That would likely solidify it.
There should be
I mean, that's a pipe dream.
There should be no.
It's the NFL. It's a week-by-week league, as we talk about.
But for real, though, I mean, but think about this. It's not really about growth, right? We could talk about growth. We could talk about progression. Now, that's great for a franchise. But it's about winning football games. And if the Green Bay Packers start winning football games like they are and they continue to win football games, and this team ends up winning 7 out of its last 8 games, and they get to 10 wins this season, there is no question that Matt LaFleur deserves to be the Coach of the Year for what he was able to do with this team.
So you're talking in big hypotheticals right now, but I do think there is value. And I would like to ask you, what do you think the betting odds are for Matt LaFleur to win Coach of the Year?
I mean, you said something about $10, give me $1,000. So are the odds? Is he like is it 10-1? Would that be
10-1? No, plus 10,000.
Oh, that's what that means.
1,000 to 1, I believe.
So 1,000 to 1.
So what happens is, if I were to bet $100 on plus 10,000, I would win $10,000.
That's just ridiculous.
So that's what I'm saying. I'll do $10 and win $1,000, and that is confirmed. That is at Potawatomi Sportsbook right now. And since it's a tradition when we go to Brewers games. Essentially, after every Brewers game, we end up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I can now make my way very closely to the sports book, and I'm going to put it in because there's no harm, and here's why. And I do want you to get a kick out of this. This is the list of coaches right now.
1,000-1? That's 1,000-1 odds, isn't it?
He's not even in the top 10.
Who are the top 10?
Dan Campbell, D'Amico Ryans, Mike McDaniel, Kevin O'Connell, Nick Sirianni, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, Doug Peterson, Kevin Stefanski, Pete Carroll. On this list alone, it stops after that. And they don't even get to Matt LaFleur. And the crazy part is why this would be a success if they find their way to the playoffs. It would be, like you said, moving on from a Hall of Famer. And if you want to, so I think a fun one would be, like, I don't get the Dan Campbell one because, if anything, I would say what he did last year was more impressive
this year.
Than this year.
You're meeting expectations.
Yeah, exactly. They were the favorites to win the division, right? And so when you look at the Packers, they were the odds-on not favorite. They were the highest odds to win the division. The Bears were ahead of them. And then that flipped as we got closer to the season, and then obviously week 1 happened, and then the Bears became even further. My point is a better story when you have the team that's picked 4th in the division and find their way into the playoffs instead of a team that was picked to win, and you give it to that coach. But my point is he's not even in this top 11 list. He's all the way at plus 10,000. I got to bet $10 to win $1,000, and just on pure like, hey, if I throw $10 at this, I can win $1,000 if the Packers go on a run. If they beat Kansas City, I'm not saying that they're going to win the rest of the 5 games, even though they're bad opponents, but they have a shot of like putting together a string of wins against really, really bad quarterbacks. Yeah. And I'm talking Josh Dobbs, who throws 4 interceptions.
Against the Bears.
We're talking about the Bears, who we've seen and know that, Chris, you can play it. I own you. I still own you. We're talking Tommy DeVito, a guy who's living in his mother's home in New Jersey eating Italian food. That's not going to happen against the Green Bay Packers. The Buccaneers and the Panthers. Like, there is a legitimate shot that I'm like, shoot, I'll throw $20 at it, and I could win $2,000. Because if the Packers go on a run, which, again, they've won 3 of 4, they're showing you things, and this could go completely a crap. But I think there's enough value, and because of the schedule, that I'm heading my ass to Pottle Sportsbook and going to go place this.
No, the Packers have a great opportunity right here in front of them. And if Matt LaFleur, again, can do this, he's outperforming what these other coaches have done. You look at a team like the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, you knew they were going to be good. You talked about Dan Campbell. It should be really focused on not only the growth that the team had, but really the fact that he was able to take one of the youngest rosters in the NFL and turn them into winners. Now, it has not happened yet, but when it does happen for the Green Bay Packers, he deserves to be the coach of the year. This is more impressive of a coaching job than any other seasons before because of what he was given at the beginning of the season and what he will be able to turn them into. And that's why I believe he'll deserve it. And we're going to see, and hopefully it plays out the way I want it to play out. But I'm telling you right now, KBN Nation, if Matt LaFleur is able to win 5 or 6 games, they should give him the coach of the year because that's a hell of a coaching job by him.
800-990-3776. Are you with me? Is the $10 to win $1,000 worth it?
I don't like gambling like that, but I want to put this bet down.
I mean, you give me $10, I'll put it in for you.
This is easy. I'm
going right there.
No, I might if I got $10 in my pocket.
You can Venmo me.
Yeah, that's right.
We're in the digital world now, Kyle.
That's very true.
We're in the digital world.
You don't want my dirty money, but you know.
Yeah, no, I don't trust you because you fish in the office. If I told you, and this is going to be a fun quiz, all right?
I love taking tests.
Do you actually?
No. My teacher one time said, "Do you have test anxiety?" I said, "Ma'am, I don't know. I just know I got an F on this test and I need help."
Who does Shane Steichen coach?
He coaches the Colts.
Wow, you're pretty good. Who does Jonathan Gannon coach
the Cardinals.
for? Okay, you're good, but my point is Jonathan Gannon has better odds to win the coach of the year than Matt LaFleur. I don't know what world we're living in. This team has won 3 of 4, and he's doing it with the youngest wide receivers and tight ends since the 2017 Cleveland Browns, not to mention what was supposed to be. And think back, people. Think back to when all we did was talk about who? Aaron Jones. We were like, when Aaron Jones comes back, like he's going to be the savior. Well, guess what? They beat the Lions without Aaron Jones. Despite not having Aaron Jones, going with A.J. Dillon, and now Luke Musgrave was out, and you do it against the Lions. Everything, and not to mention, He should be coach of the year alone by this Green Bay defense. 20 points per game right now with Joe Barry. Whoever wants to, I was going to say something really bad, just put him on blast. Just get him out of here. Get him out of here. You know who's ahead of that? You know who's in charge of that? Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is in charge of the offense and making sure that defense is going the way it is. So I'm just saying, right now he's done everything he's needed to do to put us in position with those odds, but those things could shrink very fast if on national television.
And this
Sunday
is
night.
why we're dropping these dimes, and this is why this is a great investment for people to bet in, especially if the Packers beat the Chiefs on Sunday, that odd goes down, and you're going to lose out on money that you could have got had you listened to us today. But, Ben, you are absolutely right. I am glad. So if Matt LaFleur is able to turn this team around as the direction right now they're going, winning the last 3 or 4 games.
It will pay for my donations to Guarding Against Cancer for every Jordan Love touchdown.
It definitely will, but will you stop calling him Matty Mouse? Will you retire the voice if Matt LaFleur is able to take this youthful young team that we claim had no identity? Basically, we didn't know about the quarterback. The team was hurt. If he's able to take them to the playoffs, will you retire the Matty Mouse voice?
No.
Why not?
I'm not saying I'm going to use it, but because again, you would say
you could unretire.
I would retire it for a little bit. I would retire it, but I do reserve the right to bring it out if he makes a decision in the playoffs that ends up hurting.
Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that all that matters?
Make the playoffs.
Not this year. I'm saying in future years.
Okay, so we're talking 2026.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking future years. I'm saying I wouldn't use it this year if he gets it done. No, Matty Mouse is going in hibernation through winter. He may not come out for a very, very long time.
Okay, I want us to mark this. If the Packers make the playoffs, if we plunge into the water, the Matty Mouse voice has to get retired until Matt LaFleur deserves to have it come back.
Yeah,
and it can't just be any small thing.
You'll know when.
We know when we see it. But, okay, so that's what's on the line. So not only are we plunging into Lake Michigan, we're going to retire that icky, disgusting voice mimic that you do of the great Matt LaFleur. Because he is, again, now the great Matt LaFleur. And you should be ashamed to make him sign your jersey, by the way.
Why should I be ashamed of that?
Because look at what he's doing with this team. The jersey that you had him sign was a guy whose team is trash, garbage, terrible.
Speaking of his team being trash, garbage, and terrible, Jason Wilde and Mark Tauscher had a very interesting conversation on Wilde and Tausch about the who's winning the GM battle right now. Was it Goody or Joe Douglas, the GM of the Jets? And I think it's undoubtedly Goody right now. We'll explain and hear what Wilde and Tausch had to say earlier this morning. Coming up next, live from American Family Fields X Golf. And again, reservations can be made at xgolfamfanfield.com. Holiday parties at X Golf. I mean, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, a new winter menu. They literally have something for everyone. And couples night. 2-person scramble. I mean, it's a good way to bond.
Maybe we can double date, do something like that.
Don't act like you actually want to hang out with me.
That's true.
X Golf, American Family Field. That's where we're live from. We'll continue to tell you more about that and hear what Jason Wilde and Mark Tauscher had to say about Goody and Joe Douglas coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, Russell, this is Brad. Awesome. I had nothing before them. I had nothing before them.
Hey, Russell, this is Brad.
Hey, Russ, what up, Russ?
Awesome. And I'm going to read this word for word.
Yes,
That's
all
who I am.
right, let's give him the floor. I'm going to
Yeah, don't interrupt, dang it.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. Now that Thanksgiving is over, I'm stocking up with all the special beers, especially from Potosi Brewing. Wonder from Potosi Brewing Company is joining me to share what they're brewing up here during the holiday season, including a special beer that's been a favorite for almost a century.
It's our holiday beer. It's an easy drinkable ale, not infused with spruce tips and stuff like the other beers are. This recipe was actually our top-selling beer from 1932 to 1972. The holiday, I would say, with pork, it would be great with pork. It would be great with fish. Like I said, it's a light, easy-going ale, so it could go with anything.
Thanks to Wonder for hopping on and sharing the scoop on Potosi's holiday beer. You know that this time of year, you're not doing yourself or your family right if the fridge is not stocked.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Circus Sports is now available at American Place. Bet on your favorite Milwaukee and Wisconsin teams, from Wisconsin football and basketball to all the Milwaukee basketball action, as well as more games nationwide. The Circus Sportsbook at American Place has 36 TVs, so you won't miss any of the action. And it's just 30 minutes from Kenosha and 45 minutes from Racine. For more information and to find out about their events, go to circusports.com. All Circus Sports bets must be placed in Illinois. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text GAMB to 833-234.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and I have the perfect gift idea for you. A custom holiday gift box filled with all your Kringle favorites from Racine Danish Kringles. Or you could also try the new Holiday Stick Sampler Pack featuring Winter Wonderland, Mary Berry, Gingerbread, and Santa's Cinnaberry. It's stick size and a great way to try all the favorite flavors of the season. So go to Kringle.com to order or call them at 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as one day.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
In the Packers' last 4 games, Jordan Love has completed 65% of his passes for 1,107 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions with a QB rating of 103.1. During that stretch, Love and his young receiving corps met on Tuesdays to go over the team's offensive plan and discuss their next opponent. Rookie wideout Jalen Reed feels those get-togethers have contributed to the progress on offense.
I think that helped tremendously, just us understanding where everyone is coming from. We practice hard, we follow the game plan, we're doing much better executing.
The Packers take on the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday night at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is at 7:20.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from X-Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light.
Live from American Family Fields, X-Golf. Reserve your bay at xgolfamfam.com. Holiday parties, bachelorette parties, birthday parties. Bourbon flights? That might be intriguing to you. You can get lessons. We'll hear more about that later in the show. A couples night, 2-person scramble, and you can park for free in the off season. So think about that. Like, again, Kyle and I were talking. It felt like illegal. Like, I felt like I was doing something wrong, parking at American Family Field, just walking right in. Nope, you can go right to X Golf. They have a bar, nice people to greet you, reserve some time, go to the bay, and have some fun. We got some great food out here for us as well. And this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. And I do want to hear from Wilde and Tausch earlier today across these various stations from 9 to noon. They were discussing the battle between the Jets general manager Joe Douglas and Brian Gutekunst.
Now, I will say this.
Bludgeoned.
Joe Douglas
is bludgeoned.
Acquiring all of Aaron Rodgers' guys, and now them being inactive in games tells me that if Goody won any sort of bludgeoning sludge match, it was that he did not allow, beyond trading for Randall Cobb, who, by the way, helped this team a lot, as opposed to Goody's draft pick, who wasn't very good, in Amari Rodgers. But the win for Goody is that he didn't allow his quarterback to just add a bunch of guys he wanted, and Joe Douglas did, and now we're seeing that those guys are nothing without number 8/12. So that's where Goody wins in a major knockout. Don't let your quarterback be the GM, it would appear, and we were the ones who were pushing for that, along with Joe Thomas on this very program, while he was still with the Packers. The Jets appear to be the cautionary tale. Now, again, whether or not Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, if these guys are more productive and it works out better, we'll never know because he got hurt. But isn't that where Goody wins?
No, Goody wins in the whole thing.
Could you please just stop saying the word bludgeoning?
No, because it is. I'm not saying something it's not.
He didn't play.
He did play. He did play. The Jets roster is
Chris,
in worse shape than it's ever been.
Thank you so much for playing the sound. When Jason and Mark get into the semantics off, that's when I got to stop it. But, I mean, I think what is the biggest thing there is, I mean, you could go through every single player that was on the Green Bay Packers. And whether they landed on Green Bay East, which is the New York Jets, it is hard to say that Goody made the wrong decision in only letting, Randall sort of be the guy that he brought on. And again, Mercedes Lewis, like all these guys, it just seems as if Rodgers just needs better friends because he's loyal as hell. I would love to be a part of Aaron's crew. He got Alan Lazard $44 million to get inactive. It'd be great to be Aaron's friend, but when it comes to the evaluation, Goody is still not at the top of my list as favorite general managers. There's still a lot to be proved. I think there's obviously stuff there that we're hoping develops and the young guys continue to take steps, but did he at least get the boxing match with Joe Douglas on his side?
I mean, we're talking about multiple things with multiple layers. If you're talking the trade, whether or not the trade for Aaron Rodgers was a good trade, well, I mean, I still think it's incomplete right now. Right now, the Packers are winning this trade, but if Aaron Rodgers is able to lead the Jets to the playoffs or something like that next year, or winning a championship next year, then yeah, maybe the Jets feel better about it. But if the Jets basically do absolutely nothing with Aaron Rodgers and give up the assets that they had to give up, then obviously yes, Goody won. So currently right now, Goody is winning. But something I want to address is this. You said Aaron Rodgers needs to get better friends. No, Aaron Rodgers doesn't need to get better friends. I'm not going to let Goody off the hook because the reason why Aaron Rodgers has subpar friends that he can potentially bring over to the Jets is because that's who Goody gave him. Goody gave him subpar players and subpar talent where he wasn't able to make good friends that were already Green Bay Packers that he can bring back. Randall Cobb was a great player, and that wasn't the fact that Goody drafted him. That was under the Ted Thompson regime, and so that was a good guy. Now, I know he's not playing well for the Jets right now and has been inactive for games, but he was a good player. It just shows that Goody continued to fail, that Aaron Rodgers didn't have anybody that he wanted to poach or bring. You don't hear with MVS, I don't know if he vouched for MVS. I don't believe he did vouch for MVS.
No, they became closer. MVS started reading books, and he was part of Aaron's
book club. I don't know if he vouched to bring him back or not, but the problem is Goody never gave Aaron Rodgers any talent to become close with that he could try to recruit.
And I would say, would you say it's fair that it was too late, right? Like, the writing was on the wall when it was the Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs as your 1 and 2, and Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. Now, part of it is tough because at the same time,
you can sign players, though.
You can, but I'm just saying at the same time, Aaron wanted to bring certain guys back and then didn't want to develop the young players and didn't really embrace the Christian Watsons and the Romeo Dobbs. And part of me doesn't blame him because in the timeline of how this happened, it was, all right, we went to the 2019 NFC Championship game, and then you draft Jordan Love, A.J. Dillon, and Josiah DeGuara, none of which are wide receivers that have helped develop over the time in which they were in their peak. 2020, obviously, they had a good year, but Devontae Adams was that was all they needed. And Bobby Tunyon had a great season. Aaron Jones, obviously, was at the peak of his career. Then you get into 21, lame duck Devontae Adams type. He wants extension. They don't give it to him when he wants it, and then he gets traded to the Raiders. There was no contingency plan after that. And so he could have been better friends with people, but they didn't draft anyone other than Amari Rodgers the last 3 years, like the 3 years prior. So it's one of those things where I understand why Aaron would be frustrated heading into the season last year, but also when you have the young Jordan Love in which they're all embracing, if all goes according to plan, Again, I might be eating crow on Goody, too. I could be eating a lot of crow.
I mean, and that's why I hope you have to eat crow on Goody. But again, I'm not going to sit here and act like Goody has no fault in this, in a sense of the reason why Aaron Rodgers didn't have a lot of great players to recruit. Because we can talk about drafting, but also signing of players. That's something that's important as well. Or trading for players. We talk about, it seems like Brandon Cooks gets traded every other year. The Packers never tried to get him. I remember them talking about trying to get Emmanuel Sanders. They never pulled the trigger on that. You could have got Amari Cooper to this team. You didn't try to make that trade. The Packers just did not do enough to put enough around Aaron Rodgers to be successful. So though Aaron Rodgers is a terrible general manager, right now, Goody is proven currently in the moment to have made the right decision on Rodgers. It does not mean when Rodgers was a Green Bay Packer, he made good decisions to help Aaron Rodgers win championships. I can keep going. AJ Green, you have all.
Hang on. This is good. Brian in Waukesha chimes in 800-990-3776. He says that Lazard is Aaron's Thanasis in reference to
the expensive Thanasis.
That's what I was just gonna say. I would love to be Aaron's Thanasis, right? Get paid like $20 million guaranteed and then be inactive.
I mean,
I would live with myself.
I mean, I would live with myself too, making that amount of money. But here's the thing, though. I mean,
and Justin in Milwaukee chimes in regards to one of your points. Is all those guys Rodgers became Rodgers guys because that's all Goody gave him originally.
Yeah, he gave him junk. He gave him trash. I think this is indicative of what he gave Aaron Rodgers to work with. It's the fact that Aaron Rodgers was able to make a guy like Alan Lazard look like a solid number 2 that deserved to get $40-some million. That just showed you how talented Aaron Rodgers was. But I'm not going to sit here again. I'm not going to give Goody too much credit for not building talent around a team that had championship aspirations. If the Packers were to actually want to win a championship, if he wanted to put people around Aaron Rodgers to become friends with that he could later recruit to go to New York, then he would have signed guys or traded for guys other than Devin freaking Funchess or what's the dude, Sammy Hammy Watkins.
Hammy Watkins. Yeah, that's tough. But what's not tough is an experience driving up to Green Bay on the buses from Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course, because they all offer transportation on game days. And if you aren't booking for December 3rd's night game, you're crazy. It's a round-trip ride that you can get access to, and all you can eat and drink tailgate at the bar at Holmgren Way. And the best part is when you sign up, it's such a seamless process. They give you the bus pass. They give you the wristband for whatever you purchase in terms of the all-you-can-eat and drink at the bar at Holmgren Way. And you hop on the bus with private restrooms and booze and water, everything you need to have an enjoyable experience, especially for a party that will be Sunday night. So visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com and use code ESPN23% for 10% off your total purchase. I went up there the last home game, and it was just so easy. I didn't have to think twice. And last thing you want to do, especially on that Sunday night game, is get stuck in traffic and have to be driving.
No.
You just want to be sitting on that bus relaxing. So again, MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com, code ESPN23 for 10% off your total purchase, the official ride to Green Bay with Herd Hospitality and their crew. Coming up next, people are crazy, I'll tell you that much, because in the KBN Academy, let's just say this. A new survey is suggesting millennials need a salary of $525,000 per year to be happy. That's insane. We'll hit on that next on the KBN Academy.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
The fact that I, within a month and a half, would have an opportunity to have Sierra thinking about me, oh, my goodness. I signed up to be with y'all, but I will happily be with Sierra.
All right, take it easy. Put it in the pants. Put it in the pants.
Stop it. Not that type of happy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying, he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing.
Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, Fleet Rewards members, save 10% this Sunday through Thursday at Fleet Farm. No rebates, no waiting, no mail-in forms or receipts. The added 10% savings are for all members in-store and online. Not a member? Sign up in minutes to get your additional savings now. Forget the stamps or waiting for rebates. Save 10% during Fleet Rewards Appreciation Days. And thanks for shopping Fleet Farm. Some restrictions apply.
Are you ready to be treated like a VIP? Drop the third-party apps and download the Cousins Club app for true VIP status. Then order your favorite subs and sides directly on the Cousins Club app to reap the rewards. You'll get access to exclusive, limited-time only products, coupons, and special offers. And you'll earn reward points, free food, and Cousins merchandise. Now that's how a VIP should be treated. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Hear that? It's the sound of a winning December at Potawatomi. Play with your club card December 7th, 14th, and 21st. The more you play, the bigger your share of $400,000 in reindeer rewards. And like a classic Midwest winter, the wins can really pile up. Dash to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee for your reindeer rewards. $400 grand worth. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. One per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, live from X-Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Bud Light.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle Wallace looking like Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
I mean, you got a lot of work to do.
I hit it 200 yards.
The wrong way.
No, I got better. I progressively, fellas, ladies, did I not get better?
They're shaking their head to the left and to the right, not to the up and to the down.
I mean, I went from hitting it left, right.
You can see on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee his first swing of the day, and believe it or not, is not worse than the Mr. Irrelevant from ESPN Madison, Alex Strofe, who whiffed 8 times in a row at University Ridge Golf Course. So congratulations, you are not the worst golfer in our ESPN Wisconsin fan.
Good to know. I'm glad I'm not the worst.
Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust at American Family Fields X Golf. It is amazing here. Make sure you check it out. But now it's time for a little KBN Academy.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, you really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is the KBN Academy. Kyle did not bring his cape that he got from his master's degree.
Very distinguished.
But it is still in his DNA. We are your professors. We have to answer some questions. We can only give A's or F's. There's no B's, C's, or D's, or anywhere else in between. And let's start here. A new survey is suggesting that millennials need a salary of more than $525,000 per year to be happy. while baby boomers are content with $124,000. A or F? Money can't buy happiness.
Oh, that's an F. That's an F. I don't know. Listen, I thought you were going to say, was that ridiculous and stupid of millennials?
Well, I have a follow-up.
It must be California millennials who think they need to make that much. But no, that is an absolute F. Money can make me happy. Matter of fact, if anybody ever wants to test out whether or not, or psychologists want to test out whether or not money can make you happy, you can give me a call at any time, and I am more than happy to test out that hypothesis of whether or not money can make somebody happy.
Give Kyle money as a test. Sounds good.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, I'm an F as well. Like let's be honest here. Like, things that are expensive are usually worth it.
Yeah, they make me happy.
Again, it might not be like lifelong happiness, but it sure as heck helps.
If I can buy anything and everything I ever wanted, why would I not be happy?
So that's the thing is so in the latter half of the pregnancy for my girlfriend right now, looking for things to help with the uncomfortableness, getting away for a trip, and so we're looking at different spas and stuff. And whew,
yeah, spas are like $500.
Guess what money can buy? Spas.
No, money can buy
pedicures, unlimited massages.
Money can buy not having to even worry about it or look at the price tag and having sticker shock. You know, there's people out there that look at stuff like, oh, okay. I go eat lunch for $15. I say $15, and so I can't imagine what it would be like now. You have to worry about spending money.
This is, again, in reference to millennials needing a salary of more than $525,000 per year to be happy. A or F, the study about Gen Xers will be worse.
Gen Xers or Gen Z?
Gen Zs.
Well, here's the thing. Gen Z was also on this list, and they were sensible. I saw this full list. They were the only ones who are out of their minds are millennials, and I'm trying to
They're the least sensible people in the world.
So I thought until I heard about this survey, and I realized maybe it's me looking in the mirror. It's I who is the part of the most
I'm looking at a Gen Zer right now. He's got a free sandwich in his hand. He's the happiest man in the entire world. Maybe here's the study in the flesh.
I'm trying to figure out what millennial.
He's just happy to be here. I don't need anything.
He is. He's just not one of the complaining Gen Z. You're not normal. There's plenty of y'all complainers out there, but I have no idea. This is ridiculous. I don't think that Gen Z is gonna be as crazy as we are with millennials, thinking that we want to make $500,000. What type of idiot did they survey for this? I want to meet them.
It must have been our guy Tyler here for the Gen Zs, and maybe I don't know,
$500,000. They said
more than $500,000.
You need more than $500,000 to live your life. Do you know what $500,000 can do for you in this lifetime? Matter of fact,
help us not have to be sticker shocked on some spa treatments.
Listen, the top income bracket in America starts at $400,000 for household income.
Moving on, because Kyle and I are dreaming right now and not living in reality. Let's go to Jonathan Brust on the phone line before we get to Braylon Allen and KBN Academy.
What up, John?
Jonathan Brust. Oh, you call him John.
Wait,
you do that?
I heard that, Kyle.
Wait. I'm sorry. He goes by Jonathan.
Money's never going to make you happy. Kyle, money's never going to make you happy.
Explain this to me, and how do you know? That's what I want to know. How do you know money's not going to make me happy? Have you been experimenting with having a lot of money? And if so, I want to join.
You cannot make enough money to make yourself ever happy. The only thing in life that's going to make you happy is your family and your kids, and Ben's going to experience this if he actually knows how to take care of a child.
Well, we're going to find out fast, because it's coming soon. But, Jonathan Brust, did you call about anything other than money?
I called about because Kyle said it was an F. Money's not going to make you happy, bro.
Listen,
it'll never make you happy.
Johnny, wait, before you go, Johnny,
this is real rich, no pun intended, coming from a guy who spends the majority of his summers at a country club golfing. So take it easy over there, Mr. Money.
So listen, Johnny, I'm gonna tell you this. I know more about what's gonna make me happy because I know money makes me happy, and watching my Green Bay Packers win also make me happy. And you don't know anything about watching a winning football team now, do you? So you can't tell me anything about what.
Actually, I did on Monday night. 12-10.
Congratulations. You almost became the second team in the history of the NFL to lose having 4 interceptions.
Oh, I'm all aware of that. I was actually getting kind of nervous.
Well, Jonathan Brust, thank you for the call on the KBN Academy. Last one here is Braylon Allen.
I like Johnny B.
Yeah, I tell you, at times he's a 60% hit on a good call or bad call.
I mean, to sit here and he goes to country clubs and tell me I'm not going to be happy.
That's what I'm saying. Like pot calling Kettle Black.
There's a minimum you have to spend at country clubs.
I will say this: give me $1 million and ask me if I'm happy, and you'll get the answer.
I love when Chris comes out of left field. No pun intended here on American Family Field. Badgers running back Braylon Allen announced he is entering the 2024 NFL Draft and will skip Wisconsin's bowl game. ARF, Allen's career at Madison was subpar.
Wow, subpar, huh?
Yeah, I want to see where I could get
subpar. I mean...
Here. Cut the KBN Academy music. I'm going to give the floor to Kyle Walls.
Okay.
What did you think of Braylon Allen's career?
Okay, so Braylon Allen had an average career as a Wisconsin running back here. And the reason why I said it was an average career, because what he did wasn't spectacular. It wasn't out of the norm. But what he did not do is the most important thing of why I feel like Braylon Allen should never be mentioned with the greats. Heck, he shouldn't even be mentioned with the goods. I'll take Michael Bennett. I'll take Brian Calhoun. I'll take Anthony Davis over Braylon Allen. You want to know why, Ben, I'll take those guys over him? It's because those guys were never thinking about what's coming next. Jonathan Taylor was a should have been a first-round running back, but Jonathan Taylor was like a first-round type talent. He was an incredible running back. He rushed for 2,000 yards each year he was here at Wisconsin. But did you ever see Jonathan Taylor talking about he was going to be sitting out anything or worried about all these injuries? The issue I always had with Braylon Allen, great young kid, but the fact that he was more focused on the NFL than he was on winning for this team. In the one game that we got to see where he had a chip on his shoulder and what he did, the damage he did against Minnesota, that is my issue, is because had he played like that every single game, the Badgers might be playing against Michigan this weekend, albeit to lose, but they might be playing against Michigan this weekend. I know he was beat up and he was hurt, but it's the fact that he was running out of bounds. He just didn't want to win every single game. He wanted to do enough to get drafted. And I understand as a kid that is your dream, but as a fan, I want to see you leaving it on the field for your teammates, for the W. Yeah, and he did not do that all the time.
It's interesting because it feels as if, as we tie a bow on this, that him bursting onto the scene at the young age that he did was like
17.
It was such a big thing. It was like, look at this young, and he's the next great Wisconsin running back. And then through injuries, this, that, the other thing, coaching changes, and then to see how he ran, especially all the yards after contact against Minnesota, it's almost like from the beginning to the end, we saw the best in the beginning and the end. And in the middle, it was just kind of survival. And I never felt as if like he was a guy ready to run through everybody to do whatever it takes to help the team win. And again, his dream, and I'm not going to knock anyone's dream, but Kyle's perspective is coming from somebody who loves watching the Wisconsin Badgers win. And if you like watching the Wisconsin Badgers win, I can understand if you felt there was more to be desired from the what you're getting every single day. Because especially when you talk about the guys that he grew up watching and wanting to be like, I have no questions about the Monty Balls, James Whites, and I'm blanking on Melvin Gordon, who he looked up to. Like, those guys brought it every single play. And at times it just like there was some disengagement that I just felt and saw, and it never really clicked.
we know what it was. We saw moments of me versus we. And again, that he's a young kid and that happens sometimes. But when you talk about tradition, you talk about Wisconsin, we saw a whole bunch of people who always put we in front of me. And I'll also say this, Jonathan Taylor, his junior year, I believe he played in the bowl game, and because he played 14 full games.
Hillsy chimes in 800-990-3776. In the age-old question, can money buy you happiness? Kyle and I are a big-time A there. Money can absolutely buy happiness. There ain't no way about it. Jonathan Brust doubling down on a text. You know what makes me happy right now is driving with our dad to watch my niece's basketball game.
Who said that couldn't make you happy?
That absolutely can make you happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make me happy in life. Some things don't cost money. Some things go fast. Some things go slow. But money is something that I would love to try because I know it makes me happy. There has never been a time where I made a purchase and I was not happy and be like, oh man, I wish I didn't have more money to make this purchase. Like, that just sounds stupid. It's fame that people don't like, not money.
Yeah, actually, and the reason why I think business people are brilliant is the politicians that become famous, they got to deal with a bunch of crap. Wouldn't you want to just own a business and have the money and not have to deal with all the other
Be
crap?
anonymous. Nobody knows who you are. You're just driving around in whatever car you are. You're doing what you want. You're throwing ones at the club.
Good point, Adam and Madison. Money can buy you a jet ski. You ever seen somebody on a jet ski not happy? Every time I go to my girlfriend's lake house in the Table Rock Lake area in Missouri, you'll see my ass on the jet ski, and you won't see a frown on my face.
Oh, you dating? Your baby mama got a lake house. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. I was gonna say something.
I was gonna invite you, but you don't want to hang out with me. We'll be back in 2 minutes, live from American Family Fields X Golf.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Sam Steiner is with me. So someone suffers a sports injury and walks into OAW. What's next?
In some cases, setting them up with a sports therapist through our facility and seeing if they can get back into what they want to do without surgery. And then in other cases, when we see them back, we follow them along. You're not assessing just their injury, you're assessing the patient. You want to understand their expectations, and based on that, that's where you go down a treatment algorithm to get them back into what they want to do.
Is it tough to take into account the human aspect of things and not just focus on the injury?
I think it's very challenging. And like I said, you have to be invested in the people you take care of to understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are. They just can't be a number and look at, say, an MRI and say, well, you have this, then we're going to do this. I think in every single circumstance, you have to take into account everything that you have and assess the patient, understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from X Golf at AmFam Field. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
A lot of philosophers on the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line letting us know that it's all about the experiences. Money can't buy you happiness.
Money buys experiences. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
What does this mean?
It makes it more accessible.
Like, what experience are you going to get without money? Going for a hike, going for a walk? I bet you to get to that hike or walk, you took a car. And I like to drive a nice car to the hike or walk, too. Stop playing with me.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from American Family Fields X Golf. Having a wonderful time. Beautiful view behind us is, again, it felt like I was robbing the place. Like I walked in from the parking lot, free parking. You walk into American Family Field. Normally, you got to go through like the security scale. Like it's like you're walking into American Family Field. It feels amazing to be here. No Brad Nortman. He's on his way to Paris. And it's funny that I'm looking at this right now, Kyle. On ESPN, you see NFL Live. Aaron Rodgers cleared to practice, not for contact. But when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, I would like to play a new Yodely game. And the Yodely game, obviously, is from The Price is Right. If you don't know, it's where you guess a price of an item, and then the mountain climber goes up and up and up, and it falls off the cliff. That means you're really bad at guessing the price of the item. But in our Yodely game, we are using it as a sliding scale. And I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much you care about Aaron Rodgers coming back to practice for the New York Jets. So I will start it off. There's the Yodely song. Kyle Wallace,
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you care the most, 1 being you care the least. We'll start it off at 1.
Stop.
All right, stop the music, Chris.
Stop. Just stop. This is what I just don't understand. First and foremost.
It's an early, I like the yodely music, man.
Okay. Oh, you want to play it again? Let's start over.
No. I got an answer. I'm going to get the yodely music going.
Because here's my thing. Aaron Rodgers and I have an interesting relationship. He was once somebody I admired. I had dreams about him. I adored Aaron Rodgers. He made my life very happy. Talk about happiness. You know what Aaron Rodgers did? He brought me happiness. And then he left us. And once he left us, and especially the way he left, I was able to see the other side, the side that you're blinded to. You know, sometimes you're in a relationship and you can't see the dog in the person that you're dating until you separate yourself from them. Like, they call men dogs sometimes.
Okay.
A dirty, low-down dog.
Okay.
And so Aaron Rodgers turned out to be a low-down, dirty dog. That's what he turned out to be. And I didn't realize what type of selfish, arrogant, attention-seeking prima donna Aaron Rodgers truly is until he officially left the Green Bay Packers. To sit here and act like he's going to play or even risk his health in the future to try to play to prove what point? His team sucks. His team's trash. And here's the thing, though, Ben. There's other players that have torn their Achilles, but nobody else is having all this hype and attention around them. Nobody else is always on TV and
reportedly coming back at a faster rate than anybody, especially at that age.
Good for him, but Aaron Rodgers, why can't you just do something and not have to seek attention for it? Why can't you just work hard?
So how is he seeking attention?
Because he's walking around. He knew the cameras were on. I'm going to be back. Oh, wait. When he told after the Monday Night Football game where he told somebody, oh, I'm going to be back, he just seeks so much attention. Nothing he does is behind closed doors. Nothing he does is in silence. You know what they say?
What do you mean nothing he does is in silence? He was in darkness for 3 days.
But he let us know he was going to be in darkness for 3 days. He let us know he was going to take ayahuasca. You know what they say? A rapper Lil Wayne said, real G's move in silence like lasagna. Aaron Rodgers is not a real G. He is somebody that just wants...
I was born in it.
Let me get that one right.
You
real
really adopted
G's.
the dark. I was born in it.
Aaron Rodgers thinks he's the darkness.
No. Help me with that one.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Okay, I like
the
that.
G in lasagna is silent.
No, I get it. So I just want to get the quote right. So get that tattooed.
So but that's exactly what I'm saying. He's not a real G. He's somebody seeking attention. Your team is 4-7, and by the time you come back, your team may be 5-10 or something like that. Your team's not making the playoffs. Just going out there for the sake of saying I came back, that is all about you, bro. That's not about the team. That's about Aaron Rodgers once again making it all about him. He needs to focus on trying to maybe help Joe Douglas recruit better players because the players that he has on his team that we talked about before are absolute boo-boo and trash.
All right, Kyle said his piece. I would like to play my Yodely game on how much I care about Aaron Rodgers. Kyle stopped the Yodely scale at 1. 1 out of 10, how much do I care out of Aaron Rodgers? You want to do the 1 through 10 since it's just me now?
All right, here. Be like Bob Barker. We're playing the Yodel game here, Ben. How much do you care about Aaron Rodgers proclaiming that he may be coming back or the fact that he is 21 days away from potentially coming back? Let me know your interest level. Is it at a 1? Is it at a 2? Are we going to go to 3?
You can keep speeding this thing up.
So 4, 5, 5.5. 6.
Stop. I'll go with 6,
All
okay?
right,
because,
I
again,
thought you were crazy.
Here's why it is a 6. Because Aaron Rodgers makes the NFL better. As much as you say in all this, if he was playing this season, would the NFL not be more fun this season?
Yeah, if he was playing this season.
I know. And so I understand he's not. And the reason why I won't go any higher than 6 is because the implications of him coming back, I don't believe he's coming back, but I love the fact that he is creating just noise around. Could you imagine if he actually played in a game? Even if, I'm not wishing this, but if he got hurt again somehow from this Achilles comeback, I'm just saying, these are all possibilities.
It is a high possibility.
These are all
He's
things
an
that are
idiot.
happening. The Packers can't get a better draft pick because there's no chance that he plays 65% of the season. But building up the Aaron Rodgers story in which the Packers could potentially finish, and again, this would not be good for the Green Bay playoff plunge. If they finish third in the division, and the Jets finish third in the division, the Jets would come to Lambeau Field next year. And you can't tell me that it wouldn't be fun to watch Aaron Rodgers in a Jets jersey come back to Green Bay. You know who you want to boo here at American Family Field when the Cubs come to town?
Oh, I know who I want to boo.
Craig Counsell.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to
And
get
you know
all
who
hot
will
here.
be booed like crazy? As crazy as that sounds, after everything he did for the Green Bay Packers, would be Aaron Rodgers. I love the soapbox. I love the drama. I love it all.
Ben,
and I didn't say 10. I'm just saying he spices up life a little bit, even if he's controversial, man.
What other player on the injured reserve who has been out for the whole season create so much noise about themselves? What does that say about Aaron Rodgers as a person that he cannot take any time not to be in the spotlight? He feels like it must always
I don't know.
be
I think
centered
you and Aaron Rodgers
around
have a lot more in common than you think based off me getting to know you on this show.
I like the spotlight?
Yeah, on the show. I mean, your name's first. You demanded your name be first in Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Now, so we Ben, let me tell you something. Ben Brust is a lot of things, and a fibber is definitely one. Now, you're not only a fib because you're from Illinois.
Hang on, real quick. Can I ask you a fair question?
Okay.
As somebody, here's how I like to, if I like to explain it. I have lived in my adult life from 18 to 32, longer in this state, and I call this state home. My driver's license says Wisconsin. When can I get rid of the fib thing? Because I don't even enjoy driving to Illinois and paying taxes on at the dispensary and all that. Can we get it legal here?
I agree with that. When you stop exuding fib type behavior,
which is what? Messing with you?
This. You just come off as a fibber. You just come off. Tyler, tell me this guy is from Wisconsin. You know he's not from Wisconsin because he gives that Illinois fib energy. You give off that type of energy.
Give
Tyler.
me those pretzels and cheese. Give me them cheese curds. Give me all the cheese in my face.
That's that.
Oh,
fib,
you're so annoying.
That's that fib energy. But I don't
like that I'm sitting so close to you.
And then you just touch me on my ribs.
I did touch your ribs.
And you almost touched my boobie. But I'll say this. I'll finish off with this because even though you're making up things, I will say selfishly I do want Aaron Rodgers to return next year, and I don't want him to play this year because of the risk of injury. I want Aaron Rodgers for two reasons not to play. Is because if he gets hurt, that means that I don't have an opportunity to watch Aaron Rodgers play next year, which I do want to do. But then on top of that, if Aaron Rodgers does come back and play this year, this team may win more games, which means the second-round pick that we get will be a worse second-round pick. So, Aaron, I'm going to speak for all of Green Bay Packers fans. And, brother, just sit the season out. We want you to come back healthy next year. It's over for this season. You might as well go ahead, put all your energy into next year. We're going to applaud you for the work that you've done with trying to get healthy and come back and do the unthinkable. But let's focus on next year when maybe your Jets, your trashy Jets, Green Bay East, have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl next year. I doubt it, but let's put the energy towards next year. Let my Packers get as high second-round pick as we could possibly get, and then let's watch the greatness of a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers next year.
JD from Foddy chimes in 800-990-3776. So why is it that KBN is one first name and two last names? Only the people that collected money playing professionally, even if mine was not at the same level of the NFL, get the last names, and the try-hard gets the first name. We'll be back coming up with Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer. I'd like to play the Yodely game with him.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I said, it just came out. I said, are y'all going to talk the whole show like this?
Good for you.
For the next 25 minutes, all they said was they started ribbing me. Oh, you going to clap like that the whole time? You going to laugh like that the whole time?
No.
You going to lean back like that the whole time? Why don't y'all go sit over in them open seats?
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Things are still slow along southbound 43. We're slowing down from Bender Road all the way down past Locust. The northbound side very heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. An accident 894 southbound at National Avenue is off on the right shoulder, but the big delay is going to be because of an accident on northbound 41 north of North Avenue. That has the left lane blocked, and that's got things backed up all the way back through the zoo. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, sunny and breezy with a high of 40. Tonight, partly partly cloudy, a low of 30. Traffic and weather is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for nearly 30 years. Get the perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be
Come on, he's like a Saint Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. Oh, it's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Here's the thing about Tepper talking about his success in becoming a billionaire and how he's exercised patience in that field. Guess what? You can exercise patience when you understand what's going on, when you can see the entire board. Last time I checked, football ain't his business. He's not a football guy. He's a football fan that has to happen to have a lot of money, and that's why he could buy a team. But it's clear and obvious that he don't know what the hell he's doing. When you're hiring and firing coaches midseason every single year in back-to-back years, something we've never seen, it's obvious you don't know what you're doing. You fired 3 coaches in the middle of the season over the span of 5 seasons. At this point, you need to give way, give up your veto power, and let the football people in the building handle the football business.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
The next disaster is coming. Make a plan. Keep extra medication on hand. Make copies of important documents. Stay informed and be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words.
This wonderful music
Put yourself in words
means that Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher is joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Brad Nortman. He's going to Paris. We're live from American Family Field's X Golf. And Kyle, I'm very excited to ask Tausch a lot of things. Tausch, welcome into the program.
Good to be here, guys.
Brad Nortman packed 14 days before flying to Paris. Is that fair or foul?
It's not for me, but if you were asking me if Sarah's going to pack 10, 14, 2 weeks out for a international trip, I would say she would. So Brad's a planner is what it seems like to me. I am not. And so, yeah, I don't think it's foul. I mean, if you want to pack a month early,
why can't you? I wouldn't, but that doesn't mean that's their personality quirks.
I guess what we've kind of learned, Kyle, is there's two ends of the spectrum. There's like the people who really, really pack before and the people that do it 1 or 2 days or the day of.
See, Tausch, my biggest thing is I'm just thinking about people's draws. I just don't understand. Do I not have enough draws? I can't make it 2 weeks with my draws packed away.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tricky part of this whole deal. I think just speaking from our family, it's more about getting the kids' stuff packed. And
that's fair.
Kids, there's plenty of draws. Plenty of draws.
Taushi, we're playing a little yodely game. It's not the same way they do it on The Price is Right. But with Aaron Rodgers.
That game. I love that game.
You guess the three items, and you got to get as close to the price as possible without the guy falling off the cliff.
Yeah, the yodeler goes over the cliff. Yeah, it's a great game.
Yes.
I'm assuming you have that music ready because I kind of want to.
We got that music ready to go, and
Perfect.
so I am going to go through a scale of 1 to 10, and you will tell me when to stop the yodeling, and it could go over the cliff if you go past 10, or you can stop it right away. But 1 through 10, 10 being you care the most. How much do you care about Aaron Rodgers coming back to practice? We started off at 1. You can tell us when to stop. You can.
Hey!
Oh wow!
My God.
That's like Kyle.
My God!
I thought you would have liked the yodeling music just to take it to 2.
Give Tausch the floor.
Listen. I think because he's not going to play. This is all. I think he's able to fight his way back, and I give him a ton of credit because nobody's done this. The rehab standpoint, I know there's a running back for the Rams that I think was able to get back for playoffs late when he tore his Achilles early in either preseason or not. So it's incredible what he's been able to do, walking around and pushing the envelope, trying to do something different. But the Jets stink. They're not making the playoffs, and I can't imagine Aaron just going out there unless it's some symbolic snap to say that he was able to recover and get out there to take a bunch of meaningful snaps the rest of the season when his team stinks. So it's a nothing burger for me. So I would actually, if you could, because I want to save my yodeling points, put it down to like a 0.5. So I'm just interested enough to hear about it, but I'm not interested enough to go much further with that story.
Tausch, can you just tell me, so you know Aaron Rodgers, you played with him, correct?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Why? Like, why is it that it seems that he seeks a lot of this attention? He's very talented. Is it just the way he's wired? Is it just a competition of being
You're
out
so
there?
bitter.
No, I'm
just live his life.
I'm just curious of why it seems like how many guys go on the IR and they're in the news every single week, Tausch?
He builds.
He does McAfee, and I think he obviously has lived a certain way, and he's been a big star for a long time. So he's looking any way to push himself through this injury because anyone that's played and has been injured, there is an isolation to it, and you still want to be a part of it, and you have to kind of figure out ways that you can do that. And I think Aaron has felt like he can help his team by being around, lifting the team spirit up by potentially having this little carrot out there so that the defense and the rest of that team didn't kind of just mail in the season. Well, I give them credit. They were able to beat Philadelphia. It's the Eagles' only loss of the year. But their team just wasn't very good. And I think you come to grips with that. So I think he is a competitor. He wants to prove people wrong. He wants to be able to do things that people don't think are possible. And that's what he's doing. And I don't have any problem with it, and I don't think anybody else should. But you can give it as much oxygen as you want, or you can kind of let that fire just kind of go over by itself, and you can kind of watch from afar, but it doesn't mean you have to take in all the smoke, and that's kind of how I'm choosing to do it.
Talking with Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher here as we are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from American Family Field's X-Golf. No Brad Nortman. You ready for another Yodely game?
Sure.
So we are going to have you tell us when to stop the Yodely music when you think what the average salary will be in Jordan Love's next contract.
Ooh.
So a lot of hypothesis here.
I was going to say, do you have any caveats as far as does it happen before the end of this year, or is it going to be in the off season, or is it just whenever?
We'll go off season just because isn't Jason still working with the league to try and figure out if you can be extended within the same year?
I got.
So we'll go off season.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if he really sends those emails. If I'm being I'd like to see proof.
I mean, here's what I'll say, Tausch. I heard it on your show. He came on our show, and then I heard it the next morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and hadn't heard from anybody. So I'm like,
has the league office ever gotten back to him in the history of Willie Tausch?
Like, I'd really love to hear when Roger Goodell's team has gotten back to Wildy on something. 'Cause he always says that, and I'm always fascinated. Like, I never hear a follow-up on that. So
we need receipts.
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right, we started off in the offseason. The average annual salary, so for standards, Daniel Jones, 4 years, $160. That puts him at average of $40 million. We'll start it off at $20 million.
Do I hear? Don't even start.
Do I hear $30 million?
No, keep going.
$35 million.
I just told you, don't start until you get to 40 from me.
$42 million. Wow. $43 million. Wow. $44 million.
Tausch.
$45 million.
My goodness.
Did we lose him? Is he on the line? $46 million. I know, Tausch.
All right, let's pause the yodeling.
We'll pause the yodeling.
What right now is Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow? What did they get this last offseason?
Oh my gosh. 52 million for Lamar.
Yep, keep
and
going.
Joe is at
Joe's
55.
Keep going.
All right, let's go to $48 million. 49. Can I hear $50 million?
Come on now.
Let's stop it at 50. Let's stop it right at 50. Here's the deal. The cap is going up $10 to $15 million a year. Jordan Love signed. He's been paid. He's got another year that they're going to be able to do. Why would Jordan Love's reps look at anything less than that? The money's only going to keep going up. It's not going down. The salary cap is going to keep rising at a $10 to $20 million a year clip. So if it's going to end up being a $260 million salary cap, he's going to be getting $50 million a year. Like that if you're going to re-sign him, that's what he's going to cost. Now,
so
he could take a little bit of a discount, but why would he take anything less than $45 million?
I mean, why would he take a discount? When you're that young, you have to get what you're worth, especially when you've been on a rookie contract for 5 years. I guess he got this new deal, but you get my point.
If he's healthy and he plays anything close to what we've seen the last 3 weeks, I think his representatives are going to be pushing to try to get, to try to reset the market. Now, is that going to happen?
Now talk Kyle off the cliff if he is in that price range of building a team with a lot of money going towards the quarterback.
Kyle should want Jordan Love to be that good that the Packers are going to be forced to franchise tag and to do all that. That's what he should want.
No,
you
it's
want
not
your
even
quarterback to be at that position.
I
if
want
you can
him.
get them for less, great. But if you're Jordan Love, you're not looking at it from any other perspective of keep balling out, play at a high level, and force the Packers to come to you and say, all right, we really need – because they could have franchise tagged him, or they could have picked up his fifth-year option, and they could tag him. They could do all that. Or you could do Aaron Rodgers when he signed his deal in 2008. I believe he was a top 10 paid quarterback at that point already. Top 10 quarterback is going to be in that $46, $47, $48 million range as we sit here right now.
But Tausch, here's my thing. I just don't want the Packers to be in this situation. And obviously, if Jordan Love truly earns that high-figure dollar amount, pay the man. But the issue I have is I don't want to be in the situation that the Arizona Cardinals are in with Kyler Murray where they don't know, that the Giants are in with Daniel Jones where you don't know. I don't want to be in a situation where you pay a guy just because you feel like you have to, and all of a sudden you got a guy making $50 million a year where you're not sure if he is the cornerstone of your franchise. That is my only concern.
I get it. I understand it. I don't think the New York Giants wanted to go about doing it the way they did. They didn't pick up the fifth-year option, and it stung him. So I give Goody a ton of credit because he took that off the table. He gave himself another year to evaluate and say, all right, well, let's say Jordan Love has a year like Daniel Jones, and Jordan Love has been up and down this season. Obviously, he's riding a high right now, but these next 6 weeks will tell you a lot. If the Green Bay Packers go on a roll and make the playoffs and find a way to win a playoff game, I don't think very many people are going to say he's not the guy. And then you look at it, all right, timing-wise, do we want to pay him now where we can get him for 46, 47, or are we going to wait? And then he's going to reset the market. I don't know. That's always the balance that you have to look at.
Tausch, before we let you go, I got two options for you. I'll be donating $100 for every touchdown Jordan Love scores the rest of the season to Guarding Against Cancer, which will be matched by Coach Greg Gard. Do you want in on that at a certain dollar amount, or would you like to jump in Lake Michigan with us if the Packers make the playoffs? You have two options.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on both. I'm trying to finish off our fundraising campaign with the American Family Children's Hospital that we have. We need to raise some more money to get to our goal. So once we get that figured out, I'll be more than happy. I'm not jumping in Lake Michigan. I can promise you that.
Why not? You've done a cold tub before, you big baby.
Yeah, I don't want to. Nothing against you or anything else.
It is everything against me.
I haven't agreed to do it yet.
It's everything
I'm just trying to figure out why you're not.
Well, then take it. If you want to take it personal, go for it. I just told you don't take it personal, and I think that trumps you taking it personal.
Tell us before we got to let you go. Should I be jumping in with KBN Nation?
If you want to. If you don't want to, no. No. Why do you have to?
I'm gonna kick you off the show unless you buy in. Get your negativeness out of here.
There's nothing negative about it. Ben talks, and now Ben is writing a check that he's cashing, which is great. And I
got to cash it too.
That's what happens when your name's in the show.
Nah, that's not it. Wildy does a bunch of stuff that I'm not co-signing on, and I'm sure he feels
Kyle
the same
ain't
way
Wildy
about
or
what I
Tauscher. Tausch, thank you. We got to get to Bob Domofsky.
Kudos.
That's Mark Tauscher, Packers Hall of Famer. You can hear him on Wildy and Tausch every day, Monday through Friday from 9 to noon. Rob Domofsky of ESPN, right to the Packers, joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No, some of those things I say act like I think I'm something that I'm not.
I mean, you can say finna. Say, listen, I'm finna do this show here from 5 to 6.
I'm finna do the show.
The Homer Hour finna be lit from 5 to 6.
No, I'll never say that again.
It rolls, though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We got some delays right now on southbound 43 as you're making your way down from Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down towards North Avenue. The northbound side slow from Fond du Lac up past Keefe. On westbound 94, slowing from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 41, heavy from Silver Spring down to just past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high of 44. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Showtime Floors, installing beautiful floor shield. Transform your garage or basement floors into a showpiece. Mention ESPN for 10% off now through December 31st. ShowtimeFloors.com.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's Original 86 Bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rick houses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Join Shaka Smart, Jen Latta, and special guest Tyler Kolek on Thursday, November 30th at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum for the first Marquette Thursday. Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum is the home of Marquette Thursdays all season long.
The third-ranked Golden Eagles improved to 6-1 on the season following a 93-56 beatdown of Southern University at Fiserv Forum. Senior point guard Tyler Kolek led MU with a team-high 16 points and became a member of the 1,000-point club.
Kolek open three, good again. Easy for Tyler Kolek.
Junior guard Cam Jones added 15 points in just 16 minutes of action as 5 MU players had double figures on the night. Next up for the Golden Eagles, a trip to Madison Saturday morning to battle in-state rival Wisconsin. Tip-off from the Kohl Center is set for 11:30.
This has been your Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Head to Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum on November 30th for the first Marquette Thursday of the season.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
A big anniversary diamond is one twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from X-Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Brad Nortman. Just Kyle Wallace and Ben Brust live from American Family Field's X-Golf. Pleasure to have Mark Tauscher into Rob Demoski. Apologize for old T being a little wordy, Rob. Happy to have you on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic. Here's where I want to start and ask you. So if you didn't hear, you will now. On Giving Tuesday, I pledged $100 for every Jordan Love touchdown throughout the rest of the season to Guarding Against Cancer, Coach Guard's cancer benefit that has raised $7.5 million since 2016, all going to the UW Carbone Cancer Center. What I will ask you is, it could be rushing or passing, how many Jordan Love touchdowns the rest of the season?
Okay, so he's at 19 passing right now, and how many rushing? 2?
I think 2. I put a bet on him to have over 5, but he has not had a rushing touchdown in a very long time.
Okay, so that's I'm going to say he's going to have, over the final 7 games, he's going to have
6, I believe, right?
Or 6, you're right, 6. I'm going to say he's going to have 11 passing touchdowns and 1 or 2 more rushing touchdowns.
Okay, so yeah, because I said 13, so around 1,300 is what I'm planning for.
So if he gets 11, that's 30 touchdown passes as a first. That's not bad. Now let's see what the interception. Right now it's 19 and 10. If it ends up 30 and 12, that's pretty good. If it ends up 30 and 16, not so good.
Is it fair to say, Rob, in the way I evaluate the interceptions, the only real egregious ones where I'm like, woof, what is he doing, was when I was live in person in Vegas, the first one where there was 4 defenders around the slant, and then where he targeted Christian Watson, not late, but when it was across the middle where he's clearly covered. Those two stand out. The rest...
which was the one where he just flat out threw it to the middle linebacker and he just didn't see him?
That was Vegas. That was Vegas. That was Vegas,
yeah,
right across the middle on a slant.
Yeah, and then, I mean,
a lot of them have been late game, last possession.
There's 2 of them at least were in the last possession, right? Two of them for sure were that way. There was at least 1 or 2 that were tipped, which is, everybody's going to have some of those.
Yeah.
From a decision making standpoint, it's not awful, but however they happen, they still add up. How many of Josh Dobbs' on Monday were his fault? and how many of them weren't, but he still had 4 of them. Like you can't put the ball in harm's way. Every quarterback has interceptions that aren't his fault. So I think you just have to compare everybody's total the same. And 10 is, you don't want to be much more than, low double digits.
Rob, I haven't spoke to you in a while, but the Packers looked great last. I took a little vacation. I took a little small vacation. Okay. I went to Cancun. But the Packers, I know, right? But the Packers beating the Lions last Thursday was quite impressive, and I believe the Packers are going to be a playoff team. Tell me why I'm wrong.
No, I believe it too, and I don't think it matters what happens Sunday night. I really don't. I think we were talking about this last Wednesday, Ben, when I had just landed in Detroit, and we went through the schedule, right? Like, let's.
And then I heard you and John Anderson and Homer talking about how, like John Anderson called they're going to win one of 2, and we were working under the assumption that they lose both, and here we are, and it's a 49% chance, and I pledged myself to jump in Lake Michigan to make the playoffs, and now you're making it feel like it's over 50% just because you're believing it.
Yeah, you asked me if I was going to join you, and I said no because I think there's a decent chance. I think after this game they win 4 for sure, right? Like I think they win. I think they win New York, Tampa, Chicago, and Carolina for sure.
So you got the Packers at 9 wins.
Yeah, and the way Seattle's going, I mean, all they got to do is get ahead of Seattle or Minnesota, not both, right? And then they're in.
So does that put Matt LaFleur in the conversation? Because me and Ben believe that Matt LaFleur should be in the conversation for coach.
Oh, yeah, good question, Kyle. Can you believe this, Rob? Like, think about this. Yeah. If they do make the playoffs and win 9 or 10 games somehow, he's outside the top 10 in Coach of the Year. To lose Aaron Rodgers and to do this with the youngest wide receiver,
the young roster,
since 2017 Cleveland Browns, Aaron Jones be out for the majority of the year, bringing back Joe Barry, who everyone said no Bakhtiari. I mean, the storylines are freaking there.
Yeah. Here's what I think, though. I think he's probably got to get to 10. Like 9 and 8 probably doesn't look as good, from a voting standpoint. And I mean, I will say this: these are the types of coaches that win Coach of the Year. Like the guy who goes 13-3. Well, I guess it's 13-4 now, or 14-3, whatever, with a really good team, never wins Coach of the Year. It's always
Matt LaFleur never won one, correct?
No,
correct. And guys with great quarterbacks never win it either. I don't think McCarthy ever won one.
You want to know who won it last year?
But boy, let me think about this. It wasn't Zach Taylor, was it?
Brian Dable.
Yeah, right, because he had a team that nobody thought was going to win, and they won. What did they win? 11? Did they win?
I think 10 games, get in the playoffs. They beat the Vikings, I believe, and then done.
Right. So those are the types. It's always the guys who, we as the media create expectations for teams, and then we reward them when they exceed our own expectations, right? just like,
what a
just
farce.
Like the other way around. Just like the other way around. We build them up. I'm convinced there have been people that have covered the Packers over the years, and I'm not going to name names, but that before the season would build them up so much just so that they could rip them later in the year when they weren't any good.
Chris, I actually want to play this with Rob, too. Get the yodeling music up. So, Rob, are you familiar with The Price is Right?
Of course.
It's a little bit different than the guy falling off the cliff, but you are going to tell me when to stop as we go up the cliff. Okay. We'll work on the assumption that he gets extended in the offseason if all goes well, right? What do you think Jordan Love's next contract's annual average salary will be? I will start it at $30 million, and if you're silent, I'll just keep on moving. $35 million.
You're talking about
average? Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones, 4 for 160.
I think you can stop in the low 30s.
Wow! Stop it. Tausch went all the way up to $50 million average annual. Salary cap going up.
No, that's crazy. You know how many guys are making $50 million right now? Here's the list.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and maybe
Justin
Kyler's
Herbert
close.
And
4.
Jalen Hurts. It's Burrow, Herbert, Jackson, Hurts. Those are the only 4 quarterbacks averaging over 50. Russell Wilson is at 49, and you have to go all the way down to 40. I say all the way down to the mid 40s, where you have Murray, Watson. I mean Mahomes and Josh Allen. Like Okay, maybe let's go to 35. Kirk Cousins was at 35.
That was years ago.
It's a new market.
Yeah, it is. It is. Boy, I don't. I mean, let's say this. Maybe I stopped a little too soon, but I don't think it's 40. If
Daniel
it's 40,
Jones is
I'm
at 40.
surprised.
Daniel Jones is at 40. He's going to get Daniel Jones money.
I know. Yeah, Daniel Jones was the most recent of these deals done, right? Of the ones that and Jones was at
average.
40. Yeah, of average. And Daniel Jones's guaranteed was 104 million of the 160. Man, holy cow!
Yeah. So I wonder.
Yeah,
who's
maybe
gonna
I'm
be
wrong.
closer.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, like it's okay to be wrong. I mean, like I'm wrong
Maybe
every
I'm
day.
wrong. Yeah.
35 million around. Tausch is 50.
yeah,
maybe split the difference. 42 and a half.
Yeah, that puts him right ahead of Matthew Stafford.
Actually, I don't think that's splitting the difference.
I'm terrible at math. But yeah, I mean, boy, now that I look at these, I'm probably wrong. But boy, that's a lot of jing for a guy who's played one season.
I just don't like the fact that they're resetting for. And again, Jordan Love could be an above-average quarterback. He could be a great quarterback. But he has not shown that he's going to be that quite yet. To know that he's going to get $40 million means everybody after him is going to be winning because they're all going to get paid $40 million without having to win any championships, win any divisions, but the fact that you have no choice but to commit to this quarterback that's slightly maybe above average.
Well, and that's where I think teams, Kyle, run into trouble over the years. And I mean, maybe Dak Prescott's the example of this, although he's probably better than most of these guys. But, like, how many years do teams, like, commit to guys that probably aren't good enough to win a Super Bowl, but you're too afraid to start over with, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, to me, that's, like, and I keep going back to the Andy Dalton Bengals when they made the playoffs, 4 years in a row, I think, and they never won a game. Like, Andy Dalton was good enough to get you in the playoffs, and he was good enough that you probably felt like, well, it's a risk if we decide to move on, but he's not good enough to get us to a Super Bowl. Like that's sort of a hard spot to be in as an NFL team. You'd almost, and I remember saying this to you guys early in the year, you'd almost rather that Love stinks versus to being, well, I think he's pretty good, because then you're in this no man's land of not sure, then committing to him, and obviously sounds like committing more money than I probably would to him. So it's a really hard spot to be. Now over the last month and a half of the season, maybe he takes this up a notch and ends up with, going back to the original thing with the maybe he ends up with 35 touchdowns and only throws a couple more picks. Then it's a little bit easier. I believe the one thing they can't do, I don't think they can extend them before May. Not that there's anything you're going to find out between January and May, because there is a rule that you can't renegotiate a contract that was renegotiated within the last 12 months, and I think his contract applies to that. There's some stipulations.
Lastly, before we let you go, Rob Domofsky of ESPN joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We have been mandated in the office, and I think it is a great mandate, and so does 80% of our audience on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We have been dictated to not microwave or heat up fish in the office. Don't you think that is the right call? Because Kyle's thinking he should be able to do what he wants.
100%. I once almost got fired from the Press-Gazette for purposely burning and overheating a burrito in the company lunchroom office for a bit that we were doing on a video for the website. And it filled the entire Press-Gazette office with smoke, and I got called into the principal's office.
We're talking about almost setting fires and smoke versus somebody just trying to have a good
night. It sounds like you
night.
needed a slap on the wrist versus someone who's stanking up the office because the fish is smelly.
I guess my point is that I'm probably the wrong guy to ask about microwave etiquette.
Fair enough, Rob. We will talk to you next Wednesday. Always appreciate the time, and we'll find out when we talk next if I'm that much closer to jumping in Lake Michigan with many others.
All right, we'll be seeing you.
That's Rob Domofsky of ESPN. We'll be back live from American Family Fields X Golf. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is negative.
Diana.
Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. 28 years on the Packers.
I would flat out cut his ass to send a message.
37 years playing in the NFL.
This is the best win in the Matt LaFleur era.
87 years covering the Packers.
And that's what happened in the fourth quarter. That's all. He has been really good.
And 46 years of being on ESPN.
I said to Herman Edwards one time, it's hard to win a game in the NFL. He said, John, it's hard to make a first down.
There's no place with more experience when it comes to talking about the green and gold. All day, every day. We are 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
We've told you about Moses Hadara.
The diamond cutter who created the Kessler 81.
The magical diamond that vibrates with light.
Kessler's works with crazy diamond cutters.
Geniuses who create wonderful, spectacular,
crazy diamond shapes.
The one thing these crazy genius diamonds all have in common
is that they explode with light.
The Kessler Emerald Cut diamond sends out rippling waves of light, like water lapping onto a beach.
The Kessler Square Radiant Diamond glows like the sun on the horizon.
Sometimes sunrise.
Sometimes sunset.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Ask to see the rippling waves of light, like water on the beach.
Ask to see the glow that looks like sunrise and sunset.
Ask to see the Kessler Crazy Genius Diamonds.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Chris Larson. The third-ranked Golden Eagles improved to 6-1 on the season following a 93-56 beatdown of Southern at Fiserv Forum. Senior point guard Tyler Kolek led MU with a team-high 16 points and became a member of the 1,000-point club.
Kolek open three, good again. Easy for Tyler Kolek. Marquette's up 8, 20-12, 12:52 left first half.
Kolek also shot 4 of 5 from 3, one shy of his career high. Marquette hits the road Saturday morning to face in-state rival Wisconsin.
Who makes dental and vision insurance simple? That's easy. Delta Dental of Wisconsin. If you ask yourself who encourages you to use your dental and vision benefits for preventative care, provides quick service, offers access to the largest provider networks, and helps you save money when you need more than a checkup, there's only one answer. Definitely Delta Dental. For more information, call Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, named synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
They say seeing is believing. And when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from X-Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light.
Live from American Family Fields X-Golf, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Ben Brust here alongside Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman on his way to Paris. And I got to tell you about the Princeton Club because, again, beat the New Year's resolution. It's always a great time to join the Princeton Club because when you're at the Princeton Club, like I was, it's the best facility and the best equipment, so you never have to think, hey, is there anything else out there with free childcare, with that membership? I mean, think about how much of a luxury that is to drop a kid off and then go get your workout in knowing they're taken care of. Open 24/7, invest in your health, and beat the people to it. Because find your passion, and you will love it. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. On Twitter, at KBN ESPN. We have the poll up there in regard to the dictatorship that's coming down on The Office. No fish allowed to be warmed up. Is it appropriate to heat up fish in a microwave for lunch in an office setting? 82.5% say no, that is disgusting. It stinks up the whole place. And Kyle Wallace, you're on the wrong side of history once again, my friend.
You know what? Sometimes you have to be a pioneer and lead the way. One day people will see my vision.
What's your vision?
My vision is that people should do whatever they want when it comes to eating in office. You shouldn't be dictated on what you can and can't eat.
But if you stink up the entire place, do you know how selfish that is?
Listen, they have candles. They have air freshener to solve those type of problems.
I don't think candles are a good thing for the workplace.
Okay, well
like
then
a liability.
Let's put air fresheners. I like good smelling stuff anyways. It already smell like booty in there.
Air fresheners aren't exactly great. I mean, if I'm around, it probably smells like booty. Rutledge and Hamilton up next in Madison. We'll be back in 2 minutes at American Family Field here at X Golf.
Sell out with me, oh yeah, sell out.
Southbound on 43. Still going to be a slow one from before Silver Spring. The brake lights are on all the way down past North Avenue, and then you're back on the brakes through the Marquette. We've also got the northbound side backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue past Keefe. Westbound 94, slow right out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Once you get past that, you are good to go into Waukesha County. And westbound 894, slow out of the Mitchell interchange out past 51st Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and mild, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
To and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broad House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your reservations now. There's still room for the December 3rd game. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from X Golf at AmFam Field. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. Holla, we them boys. Holla, we making noise. Holla.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust. That voice is Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman. He's out for a little bit in Paris. 800-990-3776. Streaming on YouTube at ESP Milwaukee, and you can catch us on Twitter at KBNESPN. Now, here's where we want to move the conversation. I've had a lot of fun playing the Yodely game, in which we have had Mark Tauscher now participate. We've had you and Brad Nortman and Rob Domofsky, and I actually want to start documenting where everyone thinks Jordan Love's annual average salary will be in his next contract. Tausch put it at $50 million. Rob Domofsky was around 35. I believe you were 37, 38?
Pre-show, I was 38. During the show, I was 41 and a half.
And then what was Brad at? 43?
I think Brad was like 40, 44, 40. Yeah,
exactly. Well, we got the tape for that. My point is we're going to document and we're going to ask every single guest that comes on the show where they think it is, and we're going to see and find out. Could be $1 million if something goes wrong. It could be $50 million if Tausch is right.
And, we talked about earlier in this show about how money can make you happy and that sticker price shock when you see the price. That's exactly what Rob Domofsky had when he actually went and looked at the list of how much quarterbacks were making. He realized, oh, wow. This is going to be expensive for the Green Bay Packers to re-sign Jordan Love. Not because Jordan Love is so uber talented and deserves all this money. It's just because of the market. And you could thank Daniel Jones for resetting that market, that Jordan Love may be the next quarterback to set the bar even higher.
Gotta love Buck's bot account 1943 chiming in. I get one each day. I haven't read one in a while.
Go Bucks, go!
Bucks Nation salutes the unguardable trio: Giannis, Dame Dalla, and Middleton on another win.
That's true.
It was a nice win, as everyone's confused by the point differential in the tournament. But all I know is the Milwaukee Bucks move on and take on the New York Knicks in the next portion of this NBA in-season tournament. But when it comes to Jordan Love, and in order for him to get to a place in which we're talking about this extension and this money and this average annual salary in his next contract, he has an opportunity to show, and again, whether or not it's the right way to do it, you're going to have to make some decisions based on a smaller sample size. And so if you're Jordan Love, and on Sunday Night Football, we got ESPN in front of us on these TVs here at American Family Fields X Golf, I saw the Chiefs have a 72% chance by Football Power Index to win the game against the Green Bay Packers. Whatever. My point is, if Jordan Love balls out and goes head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes, that would be a situation in which you see him ball out against the division-leading Lions. Jared Goff, who I think still I would put ahead of him in the quarterback NFC rankings. You have Justin Herbert, who played well. He had a lot of drop passes, but so did Jordan Love play well, 300 yards passing. And then again, if he goes and duels it with Patrick Mahomes, he's building quite the resume at quite the right time, especially when you head into those back-end booty games against the bad teams on the list after the Chiefs. Was that be enough? Will you have any more doubts if he outduels Mahomes for a win?
Yeah, no. If Jordan Love is able to go into Sunday Night Football after playing on Thanksgiving and performing at a high level, after going head-to-head and toe-to-toe with Justin Herbert, where I said he outplayed Justin Herbert, I don't care about the drops. It's the fact that his team got the win. He passed for over 300 yards, and then he comes back home to Lambeau and outduels the NFL MVP, two-time Super Bowl winner as well, and Patrick Mahomes, then you have to say, there is no doubt about it, that you have to sign Jordan Love. It is not just because of one game. It's because of the body of work that he's starting to stack on top of games. He's stacking good game after good game after good game to the point where he went from, hey, Jordan Love can't throw the ball through the air, or his completion percentage is this, his completion percentage is that, where you look at these last 4 games from week 9 to week 12, Jordan Love is 5th in Pro Football Focus passing grade at basically 84. He is 3rd in the NFL with completions.
You're such a nerd.
Well, listen, completions over 20 yards, 11 completions over 20 yards, 3rd in touchdown passes, and we want that to keep going so we can definitely continue to give more money toward guarding against cancer thanks to your $100 per touchdown, not pass, but also rushing as well. Jordan Love is starting to elevate his game, and if he is able to, again, do the same thing and go toe-to-toe and outduel Patrick Mahomes, you have to definitively say that Jordan Love is the guy. Because the one thing that I like about this in the Green Bay Packers that I'm confident about is that winning breeds more winning and more confidence. And you saw the Packers beat the Rams, and all of a sudden now they won 3 or 4. You've seen Jordan Love continue to get better. I don't think we'll see any regression. I think we'll see them continue to start climbing towards the potential that they truly have. So, yes, if he is able to outduel Patrick Mahomes, he should be getting that contract. That 41.5 should be coming to him.
800-990-3776. Ezra from Port Washington chimes in, says there is a 0% chance that Love's annual salary isn't at least equal to Daniel Jones, who was 4 years, $160. That is $40 million average for those who are bad at math. Even someone like me can figure that out. And so we have Mark Tauscher on the record for $50 million. We have Rob Domofsky around $35 million. I think it just boils down to this, right? Again, if he continues this progression and plays well against the Chiefs, he's gonna have a lot of leverage because, again, or at least his agent will. If his agent is worth a damn, he's gonna get at least, as Ezra said, in my opinion, at least equal to Daniel Jones.
Yeah, if you're better than Daniel Jones, you have to get paid like Daniel Jones. That's the bottom line. That's why it's so risky when you reset the market and sign somebody like Daniel Jones to that amount of money, regardless of how much guaranteed it is. Everybody's going to see that average salary that he makes per year, and that will be the new standard. So now average guys, the Kirk Cousins, the Ryan Tannehills, the Derek Carrs of the past, they are now the Daniel Jones who everybody's going to get paid. All you have to do is just be good enough to get paid in the NFL. You don't have to be exceptional. You don't have to be a champion. All you have to do is just be just average to get paid in the NFL, and that's a scary thing to think about.
You know, it really is. And again, I continue to try and figure out, of those who are worried, you know, and again, I understand that you're not worried. You want him to do well, and if they do sign him, you're going to want to see him progress and be worth the contract.
Yeah.
But there is a side of this where there is a small sample size. And, you know, we've seen quarterbacks in the NFL catch lightning in a bottle. You give them the contract. And I'm not saying Daniel Jones. There's just there are quarterbacks in which you put a lot of money and resources toward, and they're not the guy to lead them. Rob Domofsky's example of, you know, they had Andy Dalton, right? He kept them relevant. They made the playoffs 4 straight years. They never won a playoff game. And the worst thing that can happen is you then spend money and aren't able to build around him. And if he's not the guy that can elevate your team, then what does it look like if you do reset? And again, when you reset, when I say reset, it's have a quarterback on the rookie contract. Can you build your team around these young wide receivers, tight ends? You kind of get where I'm going. I'm not saying they should do that, but like that is the scary proposition of giving somebody $40+ million and they end up like Daniel Jones or Kyler Murray, as you say.
But it's about proving that you deserve that money. And out-dueling Patrick Mahomes will go a long way to show not only just us as fans. Us as fans don't matter. It's about the front office. It's about Goody. This is Goody's guy. So Goody is already going to be a little soft and a little sweet on Jordan, wanting to pay Jordan so he can say, I told you so. This guy was the right guy to draft. But, Ben, when you look at the numbers, when you look at what he's doing, he has 6 games to continue progressing in the right direction. And when you look at the last couple games, the guy threw for almost 300 yards in multiple games over the last 3 weeks. This is all impressive.
I used to be box score betting. I don't need box score Kyle.
It's not even about box score. It's about actually seeing. I don't need the box score to tell you what I saw against
Then put the
Detroit.
phone down. Tell me what you saw.
I like seeing stats, but what I saw last week against the Detroit Lions, I saw a team that was very confident. I saw a team that went into that game knowing that nobody believed, but they believed in themselves. They were naive in the fact that, hey, maybe the Detroit Lions are better than us. They played with a chip on their shoulder. They weren't worried about the fact they weren't going to have Aaron Jones. They weren't worried about the fact they weren't going to have Jair Alexander. They weren't worried about Luke Musgrave not playing.
Breath.
I'm just saying.
You're excited.
Because when we made our video last week, you said the Detroit Lions were going to ram it down their throats. That's what you said. And I said
I did say that.
Yeah, and I said the Packers were going to lose that game. I said they would cover.
Now, don't lie. Did it not look like they traded places? The Packers became the Lions and the Lions became the Packers.
But
I'm not discrediting the Lions the Packers win. It was you can say there was some shock when you were eating some turkey. Like, what am I watching?
Exactly. They did trade places, but here's the thing. When things go bad, the head coach and the quarterback are going to be the first people that blame. But when things go well, the way that they have for the Packers the last 3 or 4 weeks, you have to also give credit to the head coach and to the quarterback. And the quarterback is Jordan Love that you have to give credit to. So if Jordan Love is to continue his success, if he plays well this week and he plays well the rest of the season, we should not be worried about paying him. We should be excited about the progress that we see. But I have to give them credit for what this team has become. When we talk about Coach of the Year for our boy, maybe the most improved player of the year might be Jordan Love.
All right, I want to ask you this one. Justin from MKE chimes in. Want to talk about a small sample size as we are sitting here at American Family Field? Sounds like the Brewers are about to give Jackson Churio a long-term deal, and the kid hasn't stepped foot in the MLB. Now that's some big cojones.
I mean, they gave Freddie Peralta money pretty quickly as well, and that turned out to work out for him. I mean, right now, listen, Jackson Churio could be a generational talent. I mean, there's very few generational talents, and he could be that. If he is that and you're able to sign him to a long-term deal now that may lock him up until he's in his late 20s, you should do that at the Milwaukee Brewers. Dude is going to be good.
All right, so I got a new proposition coming up for you, Kyle. We talked a little bit about Matt LaFleur as the coach of the year, right? A lot has to go his way, but I think it is fun at our friends at Potawatomi Sportsbook. I'll be heading there after the show as we were at American Family Field right down the road. It's tradition. Go to a Brewers game.
Let me get your Venmo, Ben.
Ben-Brust. Send him my way. $10 bet on Matt LaFleur to win Coach of the Year will win you $1,000. He is plus 10,000. If he takes an Aaron Rodgers-less Packers team with the youngest wide receivers and tight ends since the 2017 Cleveland Browns, with Aaron Jones out for the majority of the season, with David Bakhtiari, who played one game?
One game.
That's
Week
it.
1.
And then you look at the other side. He's had to have Joe Barry, a defensive coordinator, and everyone wanted gone. If he's able to get it done, that would be pretty fascinating. So I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, and so is Kyle. Richard Pecker in Spread Eagle. Love our guy. Rich, Spread Eagle. Great town. If Jordan Love and the Pack beat the Chiefs, pay him whatever he wants. That's Dick in Spread Eagle.
Why would you not, though? Like, honestly, why would yes, I get what you're trying to do. You love Spread Eagle. You love Dick and Spread Eagle.
Why are you saying I love that?
Well,
why are you putting accusations on me?
You love Dick who lives in Spread Eagle.
I do like Dick, who lives in Spread Eagle.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, cool.
No, cool. He's a very good texter.
He's a fantastic texter. I'm sure that's exactly why you like having him named that. But anyway,
I didn't name him Dick and Spread Eagle. That's what he signs off as. I read their names as they say.
No, okay. I'm sorry. Yes.
Get off my butt.
Not your back, your butt. You're an interesting
That's
character.
what she said.
Well,
that's true.
Okay.
Is that what the saying is? Get off my back?
It is.
Get off my butt?
It is get off my back. It is. Hey, you could say whatever you like, because I don't believe in telling people what they have to do in the office, around the office, whether it's food or sayings that they say. But what
pansy.
Oh, I'm a pansy, but you're a little tattletale. That's what you are. Go snitch on me for having my fish. But anyways, you can't tell me why Jordan Love wouldn't have deserved or earned the right to get a big-time contract if he's able to not only have the Packers win 4 or 5 games, but also outduel Patrick Mahomes. Think about where he was a couple years ago when we played against the Chiefs and to where he is now. Think about where we were week 3 to where we are now. He's showing us he's stacking good games, and this team is turning around, and he's the one leading it.
All right, well, here's the deal. I mentioned plus 10,000 for Matt LaFleur, Coach of the Year. The Milwaukee Brewers are plus 3,800 to win the World Series. Which is a better bet? We'll hit that next. Kyle Brust, Nortman, live from American Family Field. Zach's Golf.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Great to see you again.
Oh, you need some.
And then I said, I appreciate it. The same goes for you. Let me know everything I can do for you. Obviously, what am I going to do for Russell Wilson? You're the man.
Babysit his kids.
BFF.
Fake relationship of all time.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43. Still going to be a slow one from before Silver Spring. The brake lights are on all the way down past North Avenue, and then you're back on the brakes through the Marquette. We've also got the northbound side backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue past Keefe. Westbound 94, slow right out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Once you get past that, you are good to go into Waukesha County. And westbound 894, slow out of the Mitchell interchange out past 51st Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and mild, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing.
Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Created diamond prices
And natural diamond prices
are the lowest you will see in your lifetime.
A temporary oversupply of diamonds worldwide has created a fabulous opportunity for you to own a much bigger diamond.
Natural diamonds were born in the earth when the world was new.
Created diamonds were born in a plasma chamber when your love was new.
Plasma chambers are fascinating.
Plasma's not a solid, a liquid, or a gas.
Plasma is the rarest substance on Earth,
but the most abundant substance in outer space.
The northern lights and a bolt of lightning are the only naturally occurring plasma on Earth.
But in outer space, the stars are all made of plasma.
Natural diamonds were born in the earth.
Created diamonds were born in a star.
Diamond prices will never be lower.
If owning a big diamond is on your bucket list,
this is your year for that dream to come true.
You're going to be happy, happy, happy.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Sunday. You take a morning walk to pick up burgers and beers. You tidy the house for 10 fellow football fans. And your biggest chore? Loading the Bud Light into the fridge. It all pays off because nothing is as easy to enjoy as a Sunday full of football. And beer. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Circa Sports is now available at American Place. Bet on your favorite Milwaukee and Wisconsin teams, from Wisconsin football and basketball to all the Milwaukee basketball action, as well as more games nationwide. The Circa Sportsbook at American Place has 36 TVs, so you won't miss any of the action. And it's just 30 minutes from Kenosha and 45 minutes from Racine. For more information and to find out about their events, go to circasports.com. All Circa Sports bets must be placed in Illinois. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text GAMB to 833-234.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from X Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light.
Family Fields X Golf. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN. And here's what you got to do. I mean, I'm telling you, this is amazing. It feels like a private entrance when it's just you walking in American Family Field.
It is. And the experience is even better, Ben.
X Golf at American Family Field is open year-round, Monday through Sunday, and you can make your reservations at xgolfamfamfield.com. And here's why you should do that. Holiday parties, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, any party. You can get lessons from our guy Andy, who will be talking to it a little bit. They have couples night. You can park in Brewers 2-lot parking for free in the off-season. So again, xgolfamfamfield.com. We have tons of social going on at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter. Check it out. You can see Kyle's ugly swing, but you can also see, I mean, and like, here's the thing. You look down and you see where the Central Division champions play.
Say it again.
The Central Division champions. Now, I don't want to get too nerdy for a second, but the Brewers are plus 3,800 to win the World Series. We talked about Matt LaFleur, Coach of the Year, at plus 10,000. 3,800 to win the World Series. Now, you shake your head, right?
That's big odds.
Can you hear me out for a second?
I'm going to hear you out.
The Diamondbacks won 84 games.
Uh-huh.
They made it to the World Series. Now, my point is if you have a $3,800 ticket, you can look to hedge that. You can make some money on that regardless if they get to the World Series. All it takes is a little lightning. Jackson Chourio. We just talked about how he is looking to be signed. not going to get too deep in the weeds here, but if Yelich can just have another consistent season, Willie Contreras had a very good season. Garrett Mitchell takes another step and stay healthy. Sal Frelick.
Okay.
Bunch of young guys. Joey Weimer. I mean, they have talent, and I still believe that they'll find a way because they always do in the pitching staff. Corbin, obviously, what's going to happen there? Will he be here? Do they trade him? There are a lot of variables. My point is, we're talking about the defending National League Central champions.
What about Wade Miley?
Nice try. Wade Miley is my guy, and it's sad that he declined a $10 million option. It will break my heart if he goes to the Chicago Cubs. I think I might cry. He's not the reason why they're going to get to the World Series. You can find more Wades, and that's just me being very sad and trying to talk about my true feelings.
I mean, listen, I'm a delusional fan. I know that.
Which do you like better? Put money down plus 3,800 for the Brewers or plus 10,000 for Matt LaFleur Coach of the Year, because he could pull some magic and that could
how much?
Plus 10,000 versus plus 3,800.
But here's the thing, is that the Brewers season is over for 2023, and we don't know exactly what to expect with 2024. But what I do know is when I look at the Green Bay Packers are playing hot right now. They're one of the hotter teams in the NFL. I know their record doesn't show it because of their full body of work, but again, I'll keep saying it. Our Packers have won 3 of the last 4 games. The Packers that I actually own because I am a stockholder of the Green Bay Packers. And so I'm actually going to put my money, as I sent you the money, on Matt LaFleur winning Coach of the Year. Because right now, if this team continues to do what they're doing, I believe there's a great opportunity that they will actually have a Coach of the Year coach in Lambeau.
So I feel like the difference between the money that I put down on Coach LaFleur to win the NFL Coach of the Year versus, I think you think they're going to win every single game the rest of the season. In your head. Is that fair?
I think there's a great opportunity for them to win 5 or 6. And I feel like this game on Sunday.
Are you doing this because you think 4-2 is more likely what's going to happen? You're doing the thing where you set your expectations here, and if they go 4-2, then you're still going to be happy?
Oh, you know me. Yeah, I'll be happy with 4-2, but I feel like there is a great opportunity for this team to be 5-6. After they beat the Lions, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Packers right now because of the fact that the Packers have shocked me. I'm just excited that the Packers are playing a lot better, and based off what they're showing me, the Lions, they beat the Lions, they have a chance to beat the Chiefs, and then after that, you're talking about the Giants, you're talking about the Bears, you're talking about the Vikings, you're talking about the Panthers. Those are all winnable games. They can win 5 of the next 6, which should put Matt LaFleur in the conversation of potentially being Coach of the Year. 10 wins, Ben. Rob Demoski told us 10 wins, and we can get to it.
Again, I'm going, and I have your Venmo. I'm going to Pato Sportsbook, and I'm going to place the Coach of the Year bet because we can tape that somewhere in the studio, except I probably wouldn't do that because I don't trust the scoundrels that are
the morning show scoundrels?
Yeah.
JGC?
They'll steal it.
100% will steal it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did anybody figure out whose panties those were?
I think Chewy was supposed to try on a thong. Is that what you were holding?
Yeah, Chewy's not fitting that thong.
You'd be surprised because he's a skip leg day guy. He's only a biceps and triceps guy.
Are you serious? He really skips leg day?
Yeah. Have you seen his legs? They're so skinny.
I guess I don't pay attention to that man's legs, not like you.
I'm just chirping him because he's strong as an ox, and I'm scared of him. And
he's currently not here, so you'll be all right.
Yeah, he's in Florida, but he will be back, and I'd have to face the music.
Which bet are you placing?
Both, maybe, to be honest. I actually want to look at the NL Central when I get to Pato Sportsbook because they are the NL Central champions.
Yeah, they can do it again.
They can absolutely do it again. They're going to need, obviously, more consistency from a run standpoint. But I do believe that there is going to be a vengeance, right? It's weird to have vengeance when you're the champion, but it's almost
Major League, the movie.
Yeah, it's almost like they're now hunting the Cubs, which is great. They're not the hunted. They're getting to hunt even though they won the championship or the NL Central Division championship. You know what I mean?
That makes perfectly good sense, and I hope Pat Murphy is going to have that type of mentality with them. So you're trying to convince me that I should potentially be putting my money on?
Well, I mean, I'll call you when I'm searching through.
I gave you 10. So $10 wins me what? For the Brewers,
that would win you $380.
Okay, so I need to put $100 down. Last time I gave you $100, you know what happened?
Yeah, I didn't come back with anything.
Yeah, so I think I'm good with my 10. I think I'm good with my 10. My 10 to make 10,000. And to make 10,000. And if we make $10,000, that is a big win for us.
Yeah, we'd have to. You want to put 100 to win 10,000 on Matt LaFleur?
Oh wait, no. Okay, so 10 gets me what, 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't do this gambling math. That's not something that I know anything about.
Well, you'll learn.
I see.
And we've all heard a lot about testosterone and how it matters to all of us men and how it plays a major factor in how we gain muscle, build tone, and perform in the bedroom. And maybe, just maybe, it will help with your math skills. But that being said, Ford Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with safe, effective testosterone replacement therapy. And it isn't just about biceps and sex. The Big T helps with energy, concentration, mood, weight management, and even heart health. So optimize your testosterone the right way. Book a free and confidential consultation at FordHealthyLifestyles.com. In the same way that you think about your health and the same way that you're like, do I need to join the gym, is the same way that you want to get in now before the mass entrance into this space. When you go to Ford Healthy Lifestyles, book your confidential consultation and get it done before the new year, before everyone's like, oh, I need to take a look at this. Just be ahead of everyone else, because if you're ahead of everyone else, you're going to get started before everyone else, and you're going to be looking better before everyone else. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Coming up next, we will be discussing Jordan Love. And we've talked a lot about his contract. We've talked about the dueling with Patrick Mahomes. But who is your guy that you are looking for? Because, again, thinking about how they got it done against the Lions, they're going to need a spark from somebody. And I don't think Aaron Jones is going to be out there. I don't think Luke Musgrave is going to be out there. Who's your guy? Who is Jordan Love going to against the Chiefs? Because the Chiefs' defense is good, and Jordan Love can't do it on his own. Who's your guy? You tell us who your guy is next for Sunday Night Football. 800-990-3776.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Giannis does look like a longer, he beats on his body, kind of plays so rough you wonder about. Shut up, Max. Yeah.
I'm not letting that one pass.
Yeah, I just realized beats on his body. I meant physical,
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Physicality down there.
Come on, Kyle.
No, you guys are, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure your minds are in the gutter. Grow up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The delays continue along southbound 894, stretching basically from National Avenue down and around the Hale Interchange to Forest Home. The westbound side slow out of the Mitchell Interchange all the way out to about 68th Street. We've got westbound 94 slowing from the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road, and southbound 43. Of course, it's going to be backed up basically from Silver Spring all the way down to about North Avenue, back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue through the Marquette. Traffic is brought to you by Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive. For a fun family activity, visit or volunteer on December 9th. For more information, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 30. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and mild, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Chris Larson. Number 3 Marquette hammers Southern University 93-56 at Fiserv Forum. Junior guard Cam Jones, one of 5 MU players to hit double figures on the night with 15 points in just 16 minutes of play.
Also inside back out Kolick. Further out Cam Jones, open 3. Good. It's 8-0 Marquette. We played a minute and a half.
Next up for the 6-1 Golden Eagles, a trip to Madison Saturday morning to battle in-state rival Wisconsin. Tip-off from the Kohl Center set for 11:30.
Don't miss the shot when it comes to offering medical coverage to your employees. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to balance costs and prioritize care for your employees with coverage provided by United Healthcare. For more information, call Steve Fluellen, 262-783-6161. Steve Fluellen, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or its affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
In the heart of downtown Milwaukee, there's an all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel, where there's a table waiting for you at 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, plus the thrill of bingo, full-service sports betting, and more. Are you ready to spark something new? Light up your senses at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Explore more at paysbig.com.
The big guy needs some help this holiday season, so of course he's going to the Corners of Brookfield, just like you. Find something for everyone at the Corners. The 30-plus retailers and restaurants are sure to check off every wish on your lists, and the Corners has 15-minute parking for a quick in and out. But if there's a gift only Santa can deliver, head to the Market Square for a special North Pole mailbox. Letters are accepted until December 22nd. This season, the perfect gift is right around the Corners. Visit thecornersofbrookfield.com for more.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's Original 86 Bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rick houses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from X-Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Bud Light.
Your eyes got me hypnotized. My mind starts to fantasize.
Live from American Family Field, we're at X-Golf, and it's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with no Nortman. He's on his way across the pond to Paris. 800-990-3776. Next to me is Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show, and I'm Ben Brust, and I teased it. I really think that if the Packers are going to get it done right, we talked about the duel between Patrick Mahomes and Jordan Love at the quarterback position, but there is a man in which, I don't know how, but Joe Barry has found his way away from the hot seat. Now, I want to ask you if you think that is a good thing, because I know my answer, despite what he's doing, and I'm not going to say it, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is that with Joe Barry, we should not sit here and not hold his feet to the fire just because the defense looked good last week. We still have to remember a game against the Chargers where the defense, they made a stop at the end, but it's not like there weren't receivers running wide open, dropping passes for those same Chargers. This is still the same defense that actually, when you said the ball being rammed down the throat against the Lions, that happened. 200 yards rushing against the Steelers, that happened as well. And so it was just because we have highs, it doesn't mean that we should ignore the lows. And the biggest issue that I have with Joe Barry in this defense is we don't consistently have games where Rashawn Gary is an absolute menace, where Kenny Clark is causing issues in the middle, where we're able to stop the run game. We have not found that consistency from our defense, and since we have not found that from our defense, I don't think we should sit here and applaud Joe Barry for just being average. If you want to win a championship, you need to be always evaluating every single piece of your team. We talked about Jordan Love and evaluating Jordan Love and how this season is the evaluation of Love. Well, we also need to be using this season to evaluate Joe Barry. So Joe Barry needs to use these next 6 games to prove to us, to earn the fact that he should be back next year. But other than that, the only thing he has proven is that he is an average defensive coordinator, and not a lot of average defensive coordinators win NFL Super Bowls, and that's what we want to do. And if the Packers are able to move on from Joe Barry and get somebody better, they should absolutely do that. So let's not get too hung up or too excited about what this defense is doing. Oh, the under 20 points or something like 20 points they're allowing on defense, and like they're a top 10 defense.
All right,
like,
real quick, let me play devil's advocate.
Oh, please, for Joe Barry.
My name is Matt LaFleur.
Oh, not Matty Mouse?
Well, I'm not mocking him right now because he's been doing some good things. So I told you I'll put that aside. My name is Matt LaFleur, and I decided at the end of the season that I wasn't going to do an extensive search for the defensive coordinator position before making sure I bring back Joe Barry. I basically did it right away. I did it right after the season in the first press conference. And so my name is Matt LaFleur, and our team is 5-6, and you can argue that the defense has outperformed the offense throughout the entire season when it comes to points scored, when it comes to keeping them in ball games. I'm just saying, if I'm Matt LaFleur, how am I going to look Joe Barry in the eyes and say, Joe Barry, I'm going to relieve you of your defensive coordinating duties, even though you have done a better job as defensive coordinator this year than you did last year?
If Joe Barry's defense isn't dominant, what they did against the Lions was dominant. We need a dominant defense. You don't have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback where you could just put the game on the arm of Jordan Love. This is why you can't sit here and allow for Joe Barry just to be average. And you tell Joe Barry, you look him in the eye and say, listen, I love you. I love you like a brother. I gave you an opportunity to come here. But for us to elevate to the next level, we need to get even more from our defense. And I gave you an opportunity to get that, and we did not get that on a consistent level. Sometimes the voice that's resonating in the locker room is not the right voice. Because his voice, so far with Joe Barry, we haven't seen enough. Now, in the next 6 games, if you see Carrington Valentine pop, if you see Lucas Van Ness and all these other guys, these young guys we talk about that we have, if they continue to pop, then yeah, Joe Barry may earn it. But until then, absolutely not. If this team does absolutely nothing, just looks average for the next 6 games, Joe Barry should not be here, and he should tell them, you look way too average with all those first-rounders on defense. That's why we need to let you go and get somebody else.
800-990-3776. Ron and the Key, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I see what you're calling about, but I want to start here because we played the Yodely game in which we tell our great guests like Rob Domofsky, Mark Tauscher, when to stop and what you think Jordan Love's average annual salary will be. And I believe I did mention that there are some people that think having a quarterback that is not under contract where you can build around that rookie salary might be a better option. I know you've mentioned that. Why do you think that we'd be better than Love?
Why do I think that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, none of you, I mean, Kyle, who cares? Because Kyle's the most biased person in the world. You're not confident one way or the other. You're not confident one way or the other whether he's going to be good or not, Ben. So wouldn't you rather not be confident and have 5 years on a rookie deal and have all that additional money to spend elsewhere and find other nuggets, gems?
Do you watch other games than the Green Bay Packers on Sundays?
Ron Nicky does not watch other games.
Because I watch so much bad quarterback play.
The only thing I watch is Red Zone. I'm a strong believer, like you guys, that there's only like 4 or 5 good quarterbacks in the league ever.
So why do you want to just risk it on a rookie quarterback that you might not be any good and you're stuck in?
Because you're not paying him anything.
But you got to go get stuff elsewhere.
No, listen.
And I don't think
the San Francisco 49ers. You can't risk the fact of having talent but not having the quarterback to go with it. You know how hard it is to be the San Francisco 49ers to just throw anybody back there and be successful? That is not normal. The Packers cannot risk having a rookie quarterback develop. Meanwhile, while he's developing, he's throwing interceptions, and the Packers are maximizing the potential. No, Ron came at me, so I need to let Ron know it's time to get dragged.
Wait, but you're saying that the other part is that you would be good. Most of them don't have a good quarterback either, even non-San Francisco 49ers. They just at least have good other things. The other teams don't have a good quarterback or good other things.
Jordan Love.
I would rather at least have it. He's trending in the right direction, like a stock tick that goes up 1 second and down another. 4 bad games in a row you've completely forgotten about. He's not
Ron,
good.
That was
He
early.
has much more bad.
Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, Ron. So Ron, I would put in the camp of the made up the mind, and no matter what Jordan Love does, he will not change his mind. And I don't think that's fair to Jordan Love. I think it's fair to continue to watch him develop, and that is my biggest frustration when I hear that, because if you're going to hold the 4 games in which Jordan Love played bad against him, you have to give him credit when he's had games that he has played well, which he did play well against the Steelers. He did play well against the Chargers, and he did lead them and have a very good game on Thanksgiving against the Lions. If he outplays Patrick Mahomes on Sunday Night Football in front of a large football audience again, I'm telling you, there are people pooping themselves that are Chicago Bears and Minnesota Vikings fans, because the last thing that they want to see is Jordan Love play as well as he did on Thursday.
Ben, the whole thing about this year was about progress. And so if you have a whole body of work of 17 games, and if you look back at those 17 games and say, wow, his first 8 were meh, but his last 9 were wow, then that's a positive step in the right direction. That's right now what we're hoping Jordan Love is doing. He has put together 3 of the last 4 games, and the Steelers game wasn't terrible. It was only okay. If he continues, again, to trend in that direction, that's what you want to see. Are you better as a team, as an individual, than we're at the end of the season and what you're at the start of the season? If that answer is yes, then you say good. That's what you expect. Trajectory in the right direction.
So in what Ron said about my feelings towards Jordan Love, I'll own. At what point, Kyle, have I ever been like, oh, he's the worst, I don't want him, or oh, he's the best, sign him right now? I have been. When you guys were the highest, I had said, I want more sample size. You're like, what's more sample size? And I said more games. And I know it's a sucky answer, especially when you're excited about something. And right now, I am praising him for what I've seen, because it has been impressive. I do the eyebrow raise thing. You can't tell me you haven't watched Jordan Love and he hasn't raised your eyebrow. Even Ron the Key is watching these games, even with his made-up mind about Jordan Love, and he's trying to find every reason why his eyebrow isn't raised, even though it still is raised. And so my point is when you have 6 games left in the season and he's in his best stretch of games, if you can't have your mind made up. If you have your mind made up on Jordan Love, on him not being the guy, then you have a vendetta against just Goody and wanting him to be wrong.
I mean, how many guys play at the level that Jordan Love has? And again, Jordan Love, his level of play has been tinkering in the last 3 games. 3 or 4 games, really 3 games, kind of up there, on the level of elite. The steps getting better and better. Again, the man threw for over 300 yards. The man was in complete control. He was the best quarterback on the field in multiple games of his last 4 games. Matter of fact, he was the best quarterback on the field in all 4 of his last games. He was better than Brett, not on the team ripping. He was better than Kenny Pickett. He was better than Justin Herbert, and he was better than last week. Oh my gosh, I'm going blank on who we played last week. Jared Goff. Thank you so much on Thanksgiving Day. He's been better, and there is no debate on who's been the better quarterback. So give the man credit, and let's see if he can continue that trend this week, which will be a major, major task in being better than Patrick Mahomes, but it's something out there that he could potentially do.
And he was the dog of the game, brought to you by Sit Means Sit, which you can hear on the Green Bay Game Day post-game show, and you can hear Green Bay props and preview right here Friday as we get you ready for Sunday Night Football. But if your dogs aren't listening to you and you ask yourself, why the heck aren't they listening to me? Look no further than Sit Means Sit Dog Training, because when you contact Sit Means Sit in Milwaukee or Waukesha, you'll chat with Matt and their team. You'll set up that free confidential consultation and figure out the needs for your pup. And you will have that happy, confident, and obedient dog. So Sit Means Sit. Check out the dog of the game. Ooh-wee, that was fun. I'm not going to lie.
I like that.
I like when people have made up their mind, because I've been there. and I don't think that's what you need to be doing.
You know what that's called? You don't say it. That's just a hater, Ben. Say it. I like when people are haters. Say it.
Yeah, I won't say it.
Hey is a hater.
Say it.
He's a hater.
PGA Pro of American Family Field X Golf, Andy Barrett, joins us next. There's a lot of things he's got to tell you about, and apparently he's coming for our job because he said he could be on for an hour.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, Nasby.
What have I done that's hating today?
Jeez.
You are not a new man. I thought you were a new man today.
I'm telling you, I was good. I ate my little donut holes from Jacobson Orchard, so I was feeling good. I had a steak for lunch. I was all good.
A steak for lunch?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. He's the most interesting man in sports radio.
Well, should I have a chip on my shoulder that I'm not making as much money as Skip Bayless?
In his mind, anyway. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
Homer, all the Packers and Jordan Love have to do this year is play like Aaron Rodgers and the Packers played last year.
The Homer Hour with Homer. Weekdays from 5 to 6. Right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Here in Wisconsin, a good old-fashioned is an important way of life. And that's where my friends at Perky's Old Fashioned come in. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about the easiest way to put together an Old Fashioned. Perky's offers both brandy and bourbon Old Fashioned mixes. And get this, the booze is already in there. Just add the soda of your choosing, and you'll have Grandma Perky's Old Fashioned in the palm of your hand. Perky's is locally made and great for get-togethers of all kinds. Get perked up and head to perkysspirits.com for your nearest Perky's location. Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results Mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to Mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and it's December. Are you ready for the bowls? Now is one of the most profitable times of the year to get signed up and make money betting the games. Go to fatjacksports.com and get extra value in the month of December. The bowl analysis sheet is coming out soon. It's a predicted final score on every single bowl game that is free when you sign up for a football package. At Hoops, it's about $20 a week to make money. Go to fatjacksports.com, sign up today, and win this holiday season. fatjacksports.com to win.
Black Friday savings start now at Ewald Automotive. Get the biggest savings of the year. $2,000, $4,000, up to $10,000 off. All backed by our low price guarantee and Ewald's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. But that's not all. Get $3,000 over book value for your trade and your choice of financing as low as 0% or the lowest lease payment of the year. Hurry to Ewald's Black Friday sales event now.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
On select models with approved credit, see dealer for details. Offer expires month end.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from X-Golf at AmFam Field on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Bud Light.
Live from American Family Field's X-Golf, it is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Nortman, just Ben Brust and Kyle Wallace, and we are very excited to be joined by Andy Barrett. He is the head pro here at American Family Field's X-Golf. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it.
And thank you for helping Kyle, because lessons in which we can talk about this right on the show here. $79 an hour, and you can save with a 5-pack or group lessons. And Kyle, you can tell the people why they should take lessons already, because he taught you how to swing better by talking about football.
He used football as a reference, and he also used just a demonstration. So what's great is the first time you can go on our KBN or ESPN on Twitter, and you can see how I was over swinging, just doing too much. Andy came in and he showed me what I should do. He just made sure that back foot was turned right. He said, "You love Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, right? You know how they throw and they just turn their foot?" He had me do it. He said, "Just do it just like that." And he showed me, and my swing already looked improved. My back doesn't hurt. It was more smooth.
Little baby
straight.
draw.
Yeah, a little bit draw on that one.
Yeah,
little baby draw.
I mean, so all I'm saying is this, is that all it took was 2 minutes for me to feel a little bit better. I know a whole hour, I'd definitely be ready to go. I'll be Tiger Woods, right?
Now, of course. And your partner was like, when I asked you, like, what other sports you played, he said, save that for the air, like I was making fun of you. But I wasn't making fun of you. There's a lot of other sports and motions that can be applied to golf as well, and we use football, and it worked.
Yeah, because I look like a football player.
All right, so
you do. You got that nose,
What if he would have said, like, ping pong? Or I guess you have some rotation there. Like, what's the one sport you wouldn't been able to help him if he said?
There's some sports that don't work out. I want something that uses a lower body that you rotate. Tennis works, baseball works,
I had
football
a buddy tell
works.
me, like, I played basketball, right? Get into defensive stance and like just from like a getting in an athletic stance standpoint.
True, the athletic posture is the same in a lot of these things, like in even defensive back in football. Tennis, waiting for a serve, and basketball, of course.
So, Andy, Kyle and I have talked about this a bunch coming into American Family Field here at the X Golf. It felt like we were like illegally coming in. Just talk about, like, it's amazing that people can just in the off season park here, come up and look at American Family Field, reserve some time, and play here.
This place truly, I say this all the time, and it's still the case. This is a one-of-a-kind place. There's nothing like this in the entire country, maybe in the entire world, where you can come in. It's a wow factor. I mean, look at this view behind us, looking at Bernie Slide, looking at the field while you can play some golf. We're open year-round, and there is nothing like this. And when people have parties here, and we have a lot of parties here, event parties, corporate parties, birthday parties, bachelor parties, they leave like that was the coolest part of there is, because the venue sets it apart, and you just can't find anything like this. And come in here legally, I don't know about that. I feel pretty good coming in here myself.
No, I'm just
but
saying,
you come through the door and
like in the baseball season, I need a ticket, and I go through the scanner. Like, you make sure you are okay to get in. Here, you just walk right in the door. It's just kind of a cool feeling.
That one entrance by Brewers Lot 2, it'll get you into X Golf, the Barrel Yard, and the team store. And then you can't go anywhere else, but you can go to those three places.
Love it. And so we're talking with Andy Barrett here. He's the head pro at X Golf at American Family Field. What other unique events, during the wintertime? Because obviously this is prime season to be coming to play indoor golf. What other things are a great draw for people outside the amazing view and facility?
We are seeing more people come in here now that you can't play golf outside, and what's so unique, you're looking at the field out here with snow on it. So
yes,
we get busier. When we see snow on the baseball field, we get busier in here. The first year, I think we went, flatline it. Let's see where our gaps are. Let's see where the revenue comes in. We did great, and now we're putting a lot of programs. Chelsea, myself, we're coming up with bachelor party packages. We get a lot of requests for that. This Friday is our first couples night. Sold out, just snap of a finger, it just sold out. We have it's the first Friday of every month, so January, February, March will be the next three. And we're just having a lot of parties. We have bourbon flights now. We just have a whole bunch of different types of parties here, and more is on the way.
You know what I love about this is the overall experience. I haven't had a bachelor party here, obviously. We just came here to do our show here. And the fact that I get to have so much fun, but then also enjoy the food. Can you talk about the new winter menu you all have?
Well, we're always changing the menu, and Chef Lauren, he's just a golf god, or a food god when it comes. Actually, a golf god too. He plays a lot of golf here, but he just always comes up with a creative thing, whether it be our spinach artichoke dip, our chicken fingers, our pizzas is great. Our burgers are great. I mean, there's always a nice menu. They're always kind of switching around. We're going to have weekly specials coming up, too, that you can get all day long. And they're always trying to put, when you have good chefs, they're always trying to put their creativity touch on the menu. And that's what I see them doing here all the time.
And I'm not even going to blow smoke. We have a nice array of food that we have here. You can definitely, go to social media, as Tyler has hooked us up and made sure that we got to display the great food that X Golf has provided for us today. And it is delicious. I couldn't wait to get bites every time in between break. I was going and stuffing my face, whether it was the pizza that we had, whether it was that spinach artichoke dip that we had, with that cheese on top good, or those wings, yum, yum. I mean, there was some really great food. So, again, pairing a great experience, a date night potentially with great food as well, and beverages, this is great.
Have you had an opportunity to see any of the Brewers players swing?
Corbin Burns, he did one of there was 3 people that beat the pro during the games. It was Paige, myself, and Corbin Burns. And Corbin Burns, he just comes up here cold.
Those pitchers are usually decent golfers, right?
Legit. He had like a 170-something ball speed. He used my clubs. I thought he was going to break my equipment, and I have an extra.
He hit it so hard?
He hits it so hard, and it's so pure, and it's so effortless. I was looking at that. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so legit. It didn't look like he was even trying, and he got a ball speed that was unbelievable. And
so you didn't have to tell him, hey, pretend like you just kicked your left leg up and you're coming through the mound.
He didn't do anything. He's a golfer. He's a plus handicap. He's legit. He's really good.
Gosh, I hate really, really great athletes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He's a nice guy, though. He's a nice guy, though. No, I don't like it either, but he's a nice guy, so I'll be fine with it.
Those natural guys. Now, are you from Wisconsin, Andy?
I am.
So you're a big Packer fan?
Oh, yeah.
So what's your level of love for Jordan Love?
I like Jordan Love. I mean, I think a lot of fans, they get too quick to judge. And I think you got to have a little bit more time to kind of get more data, so you can kind of have a good thing. I think he's talented. I think he's coming around. I think he's building a team around him. He has the youngest wide receiver core. I'm looking at draft picks for next year. I'm looking for a bigger salary cap next year to give him some surrounding talent.
Man, Andy came ready.
Are you on Goody's payroll?
No, I'm not. He's just a smart guy, and I agree with him. But I think I'm hope he's here around to stay for a while.
Absolutely, I love that. So you think the Packers have a chance this Sunday?
I think they have a chance every Sunday.
All right, but
Andy's optimistic. I think he's going to provide the right evidence here.
Yeah,
if. My thing with this year, and I know people don't want to hear this, if they lose, we get a better draft pick. I don't know if we're going to go to the Super Bowl. I think we have a lot of great talent. I'm really looking forward to next year and the year after.
So here's what I'll say about them having a chance every single game. Is what game outside of the Lions have they not had a chance to win? Crickets for a reason, because they've been in every single. I mean,
it's only been 2 games out of the whole season with this young roster.
Correct.
No, it's been fantastic.
Vikings game, regardless, right? I think there was like Aaron Jones. You have an injury. Like again, they've had a lot go against them, and they put themselves in a position to be in every single game. And whether they beat the Chiefs or not, they play a lot of dirt. Play a lot of guys that would be like 20 handicaps. That would be the Bucks, the Panthers, the Bears, the Vikings, and just forget the 15. But you get my point. Andy, thank you so much for letting us come here at American Family Field's X Golf. Any final words here?
Well, we're just open year-round. Come out and play. We're on weekends. We just expand our hours to midnight. And, we open up a little bit earlier on Saturday, Sunday, too. 10 o'clock is our normal closure. But we're open a lot. Come around and play some golf.
There it is. Thank you, Andy. It's been a great time at American Family Field's X Golf, the Homer Hour, coming up next.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Please continue along southbound 43, basically from just before Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette onto 4394 southbound. Really not seeing any kind of relief till you get past Howard Avenue. Northbound side's going to be backed up right out of the Marquette up to Keefe. Westbound 90